Yo, what is going down, y'all? Welcome in the most underrated podcast. Thomas the Franchise, the homie Dow Palantonio sitting across from me. JJ Stringstein here at the end of the table, broadcasting from Certified Tattoo Studios. You already know what it is, man. I had to come in with this joint. There's a few different people stressed out this morning. I couldn't think of a better song to come in with. You got well, shit, dude, let's jump right into it. The news of Roy Williams this morning. It's breaking news to us. You guys probably already know a little bit more than we know because this is obviously recorded a day in advance. But Roy Williams, dude. Wait, what the hell happened to the audio? Whoa, this is like a deep cut. Fool. This is like
It's got the dogs. You got the dogs barking in the back.
Hold up, let's listen to this real quick. Oh, there we go. Now it comes back in. Oh, this is like you know what this is? I ripped this audio off YouTube. And it's the video audio.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yep, that's what happened. Huh. So sometimes, we can't. I wish I could turn back time right now and go get just the regular song, not this audio. But it's fine. Whatever. It's no big deal. Anyways, man, Jim Boeheim this morning. If you're, I don't know if you missed the news or whatever, he was on the way home from the game against Louisville last night and struck and killed a pedestrian with his car. Wow. No alcohol found in his system. Cops said he was driving at a regular speed. He wasn't, being aggressive or speeding or anything. This happened on Interstate 690 outside of Syracuse Wednesday night. And it looks like there was another man that had been involved in a car crash or some kind of accident. And he was standing outside of his car, and they had a ton of weather in the area. I'm not sure if that was a factor. It sounds probably like it is. I don't think Jim Boeheim's just randomly running people over on purpose. So it sounds like there was weather. He couldn't really see the guy. The guy, I don't know, man. I don't have a ton of details on it yet. All I know is the dude's 51 years old. George Jimenez is his name. He was killed by Syracuse basketball coach Jim Boeheim. I'm assuming an accident. Everything that I'm seeing sounds like an accident. But that is the breaking news this morning. We obviously have a bunch of other news from Nike and Zion Williamson and a lot of other things and a lot of other topics to hit on today. But that's kind of the breaking news here as we open the show. Kind of crazy, dude. Like, just a really weird, especially with all the stuff that I've had going on in my life involving wrecks and cars and stuff like that. So I'm glad to hear that there was no DUI stuff. I'm glad to hear there was no alcohol. It sounds like just an innocent accident, man. He's cooperating with police. Everything's it's unfortunate though. I mean, a man lost his life,
Yeah, no doubt.
So
blood alcohol content at 0.00. Like, happy to see nothing of foul play was involved.
Yeah,
that's nice for sure.
So it says police added Boeheim swerved to avoid the victim's abandoned car, which was in the middle of the road after striking the guardrail. That resulted in Boeheim hitting Jimenez, who was standing by the side of the road. So that's the latest update there. Boeheim fully cooperated with police, remains at the scene during the collision along with the driver and the abandoned vehicle who was, along with the driver of the abandoned vehicle who was not injured, and he passed a field sobriety test. Okay, so it looks like Boeheim is not injured. Obviously, Jimenez is killed.
Right.
The crash occurred just hours after the 74-year-old Boeheim led the Orange to a 69-49 win over the Louisville Cardinals at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. So that's kind of your news story there. To start off the cast, man. Jim Boeheim struck and killed a man. Sounds accidental. If I get any more news as we come on, we'll kind of keep you updated. But I don't think there's any. I just wanted to start off with that. I know it's kind of crazy news. There's not really much reason for us to continue to touch on it because it's going to be old news. You guys are going to find all the details further than we're going to give you them on this show because it's not live. So, anyways, man, leading into that, how you doing, Dow? How you holding up, bro?
Good, man. Good.
How's the week been? Is things getting easier as times kind of move forward? You guys are kind of, things are. I don't want to say getting back to normal because that's not even possible, at this point. Easier, I guess, is the only word I can say. Is it getting a little bit? Each day is a little bit easier.
I think the thing you got to think about during this time is just transitioning
back
into routines.
Not easier is a bad word. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, transitioning back into routines, I think, is kind of where our head's at.
Routine, yeah.
And is that easy? Not necessarily. Not with something as big as this. I think the biggest focal point.
Easier was a bad word. I'm sorry. That was stupid. Transitioning is better. Are you transitioning back into a routine? That's a great way to put it. Yeah. See, I need to pick up some game there. I need to learn some empathy.
You're all good. I know where you're coming coming from.
All right.
I talked to Robin about it, just kind of yesterday, as a head check, because she went back to work yesterday. I went back to work yesterday. So it was my kind of first time. Oh,
you guys both went back already?
We did, man.
Wow.
It was kind of our first time being away from each other aside from the cast, right?
Right.
I've been kind of by her side the whole time. So, I asked her, I said, hey, are you good? Where are your thoughts? Where's your head right now? And she said something pretty interesting. And she says, I'm okay with getting back to work, getting back into my routines. She started kind of doing a yoga class and getting back into that. But her concern was very valid, and kind of an interesting perspective was, I don't want to go back into my routine necessarily because I feel like I'm forgetting about my dad. By moving on, am I moving on too fast? Right. Am I forgetting him? Am I not giving him the time and the tribute? And I thought that was an interesting way to spin it, because she's very, very smart and very in her head. And I go to her for these valued perspectives. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I said, hey, you just have to kind of follow your heart and do what you think is right. I said, take your time. If something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. If something feels rushed, then don't rush. And that's the best feedback I had for her. But I found that an interesting take, because if you do, because we as humans we have to kind of naturally move on. That doesn't mean we forget. That doesn't mean we forgive. But we naturally have to kind of keep it moving in life. And, what's right or wrong in this situation, that's up to the person. It's up. Every person's going to have a different
That's what I was just going to say. So. Everyone's going to be different, react different. Yeah. That is super interesting. Yeah. That's a really interesting way to think about it. I mean, for me, when something bad happens or something tragic happens, I'm trying to get back to routine and a sense of normalcy as quick as I can, because it makes me feel normal.
Right.
That's what would help me cope. I wouldn't even have thought about it from her perspective, or like, damn, like this is kind of like almost disrespect or something like that.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And that was her concern. Like, am I moving on too fast? Is this organic? Yeah,
for sure.
So,
what about her sister? You talk to her at all? How's she doing?
Yeah, her sister's doing okay. I think, again, it's hard for me to speak on their behalf, but, they are moving forward as best they can in life. We did have a cool kind of tribute. So I've got a tattoo artist. She's done all my tattoos, right? Aside from one. I had this guy by the name of Black Ian, which is the small white dude. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But, my lady Alyssa down at Bound by
Been
Design.
Going for years, yeah.
Man, she's my girl, man, and I've been getting, everything from her. She's super great. But I got Robin and Sydney an appointment down there, and got them booked a couple days ago as a tribute, and they actually picked a tattoo, the same tattoo, and it was actually from their father's handwritten card that they were both given on their birthdays.
Gotcha.
In the month of January and February. So they got that tattooed on themselves, and man, what a great send off, and I think what a great tribute piece. So that was kind of cool. So we did that. But I think her sister's doing pretty well, man. Again, Kev, dude, he's a great support staff, just as I have been for Robin, and I think we're doing very, very well, helping them, getting them anything that they need. But they're steadily moving forward as best they can. And trying to think for the future. Obviously, this changes a lot. Can we maybe move closer to the family? My mom's up north. Robin's mom is up north. Will there be some moves in the future? Will there be some alterations of our lives, and maybe just by the different locations? Certainly. So we're talking about some of those things, and we'll see what happens.
That's cool. I think, like I told you, I mean, they're so lucky to have Kevin and have you just to be there, just for you guys to always be around, or be around as much as you can, or you guys are there every night. They don't have to go to bed alone. They don't have to feel alone. There's so much to be said for that. That means so much. Yeah. Just that they have you guys, man, it just means a ton. I think. Yeah. I think it's super, super helpful. Like you said, to have that support system. Yeah. Nothing makes it easy. There's nothing that's going to make it easier, but it's helpful.
Yeah, I think what else is helpful is all our viewers and listeners, man. They have been hitting you up. They've been hitting us up. I'm sure they probably hit us up in YouTube comments. We'll go over that. But, man, I've been getting a lot of DMs from work, from people that listen in. That are just genuinely care.
Yeah.
It's a nice reminder that people are good out there. There's some shitheads out there. There always will be. But, man, I just, Robin and I and her family just really appreciate all the love out there, because there has been a lot of it. And there's been a lot of people that just have expressed, hey, I understand. hey, I understand what you're going through. I've had the same thing. So for them to share stories just makes it real, and it also creates a vibe. You know, nobody wants to understand and nobody wants to accept the reality of a suicide, but it is real, and there's a lot of people that have had to experience that out there. So, you know, relatable stories, just the love and just reaching out has been immense, and you know, the family really appreciates that.
Like you said, we're going to get into the YouTube comments. I feel bad. I'm sorry, guys. The cast went up so late on YouTube, so I don't have probably the normal plethora of comments, or there may, you know, people are still getting a chance to check out the other cast just because it just went up yesterday. So I apologize about that, man. We had some hiccups. It's not a normal thing. It was definitely nothing to do with JJ for once. Yeah. I'm actually super shocked that it's because, I mean, if something's messed up on the cast, it's always, you know, that's what you're about to hear.
I'm improving myself, okay?
He is improving. So it was nothing to do with JJ. JJ did an awesome job. It was just some hiccups, some things that we had to adjust. Yeah. Then I had some issues after I went back and re-exported it a couple times. I exported in the wrong format, dog. You don't even know this. So really? I exported it in like an MV4 or M4V, I'm sorry, which is a file type that works with Apple devices. That's what I used to export for the story. Sure. So I'm in Final Cut Pro. I totally forgot to change the exporting settings, and I just exported it how I would export Instagram stories here for my job at Certified. And it exports, which takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours just to export the video. Mm-hmm. So I get that done. That exports. I'm about to go to bed. I'm like, cool, it's done exporting. I click upload a little after midnight on Tuesday night. I was like, cool, it'll just be ready to go Wednesday morning. Come out Wednesday morning, wake up early. I'm like, cool, I'm going to get this shit going, post it up so everyone can start their day if they want to listen to it. It's the wrong format. It says YouTube could not process your video. So overnight, while I'm thinking this is uploading and thinking, because the upload process, that's about another 2.5 hours, because it's it's a long big file, right? Yeah. So just a hassle, dude. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go re-export it into MP4, the proper format that YouTube will support. It re-exports. I get here, I re-upload it, and that's what you guys got, man. You got it way late. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of hiccups through it. I appreciate the patience, man. It's not like we were just like, fuck the listener. Or, sorry. We're just like, screw the listeners. I don't care about them, you know? Right. It wasn't like that at all, man. It was just some hiccups, some issues, but we got it lined up. YouTube comments, like I said, they may be a little, if we still get some other YouTube comments that are meaningful in there, we can go back and read them on next show. Yeah. Just because we kind of delayed and stuff there. But yeah, a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of an issue. Let's move along, man. Oh, actually, you offered me, you're doing a comedy show tonight. You sent me a little thing saying, hey, if you guys want to come to this comedy show, we already have plans, or we're going to dinner with the fam, my lady and I. So I would love to join you, but we already have those plans. Yeah. Well, who are you guys going to see?
We're going to see an individual by the name of J.P. Sears.
I've never heard of him.
So he's kind of a funny, very sarcastic kind of comedian. So he does a lot of...
is he local or is he national?
I believe he is more local than national, but does national shows. He's he's one of those individuals that kind of dresses kind of like a hippie, has the long hair.
It's not Hippie Man, though.
No, it's not Hippie Man.
Man's the greatest.
Hippie Man's the greatest.
Hippie Man's the absolute greatest. We should all go see Hippie Man together.
I know, dude.
Hippie Man's a guy from Boulder. Yeah. Oh, you and I remember when Evan and I performed at that one show, at that Plethora event? Hippie Man was there. We performed at like this. I performed at like this variety show a few years ago, and it was actually really, really dope. The performance, the set we did was super, super sick. Me and my homie Evan, he plays keys and produces and shit. And we did this show, and there was this comedian there named Hippie Man. It's the first time I ever even heard of the guy, and he's from Boulder. And he's somewhat local, but he's been on David Letterman. He's been on like some big shows. He's done a bunch of national shows. If you ever get a chance to see Hippie Man, I highly recommend you smoke some weed and you go see that fool, because he is so classic. Hilarious. He's this old hippie dude with long gray hair. He's got a lazy eye. You can't tell if he's looking left or looking right. He's dude, he was I was dying in that show. Mm-hmm. I was literally crying, bro. I was laughing so hard at that show. And then I went and saw him again, and he's just so funny, dude. Yeah, Hippie Man crushes it. So I would highly recommend you guys go see Hippie Man.
Yeah, so JP Sears, he makes a lot of fun, pokes fun at like if meat eaters acted like vegans. He does a lot of comedy spoofs on vegans and meat eaters and the difference between that, holistic yoga, all these different kind of cool videos, and a lot of it's kind of went viral. Have you ever seen that fool?
No.
Doesn't look familiar?
Never seen him.
Yeah, so just kind of a real dry comedy, but also poking fun. If I was a vegan or if meat eaters were vegans, here's how they would act. So he does a lot of kind of spoofs on that. Pretty funny, man.
You have any examples of any jokes you can tell us here? Anything that's going to make us laugh this morning here?
No, because I couldn't do it the way he would.
That's fine, Dal.
Couldn't do it the way he would.
Okay.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So, yeah.
That's
I would say go see him in the flesh. You won't be let down.
All right. So that's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
That's
Sorry.
fine, Dave.
Let's jump into what happened last night.
Ooh,
the big topic, Zion Williamson, the injury there, 36 seconds into the game. Super disappointed. I got people with money on the line all over the place last night.
Yeah.
Tons of money coming in late. Everyone wants action on the game. You see star-studded event. Spike Lee's in the building. Obama's in the building. Dude, did you see the bomber jacket Obama was wearing?
It was bomb.
Please tell me you saw that.
That was great.
Bro, it was the all-black bomber jacket, and then JJ, he had the 44 stitched into the sleeve because he's the 44th president.
Yep.
Just super sick, dude.
Yeah.
Like just a dope-ass, just a plain black bomber with a gray 44 stitched in there. It was just fire, dude. It was so simple, but it was fucking him. You know what I mean? Like, you just knew it was made for him, dog. It was a custom piece for him. Even though it was super simple, it was still dope to me. Like, I just loved it. So I thought it was dope. But here's the thing, man. Before we get to the injury, did you see what the tickets were going for in that joint?
No, I didn't.
Dude, they were selling upwards of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a ticket. One ticket, bro. So we're talking, you get a set of two. Some people were paying upwards of $10,000 for 2 tickets in that place. Now, you know how Cameron Indoor, you know that place only seats 9,000. So tiny arena, which is ironic to me. Let me burn on that for a second. Cameron Indoor, this is called the Cameron Indoor Stadium, right? Okay. Can somebody in the comments please tell me why this is called Cameron Indoor Stadium and it seats 9,000 people? You would think that an indoor, nothing else. Is there any other sports arena? That's not called an arena. That's called an indoor stadium. Yeah. No. Can you think of anything else? Especially maybe overseas, maybe in Australia. I don't know. Not in the U.S. What's another indoor stadium? What's another boom indoor stadium? Only thing one I can think of is Cameron Indoor Stadium. That's it. Can you think of any others?
I can't, not off the top.
Okay, so how is this indoor stadium going to be the smallest possible fucking arena, and it's called an indoor stadium? That's annoying the shit out of me, dog. Like, how do you only seat 9,000? Now, in Chapel Hill, that place seats like 20,000. It's similar to your standard Pepsi Center or whatever, your standard arena in your hometown or in your the closest major city to you, whatever. Here in Denver, it's Pepsi Center. Thing seats about 22,000, I think, at super capacity. If you have an event like WWE there where there's seats on the floor, and there's you have all those floor seats and stuff, you may max out around 24,000, 25,000. But I think Pepsi Center generally seats between 20 and 22,000 as a sellout. So Chapel Hill, North Carolina is the same way. How do we have a place called Cameron Indoor Stadium and it seats less than an arena? You're an indoor stadium. Isn't a stadium huge? Yeah. Don't you picture a stadium like where the Broncos play, where a big stadium? How annoying is that? That thing should at least seat 30,000. At least. It's an indoor stadium, Dallas.
Sounds like an oxymoron to me.
Killing me,
Just
bro.
saying.
Right there for freaking Cameron Indoor. I'll give him another one. Jeez. Killing these cats. What do we... Anyway, I digress. So they go. So you imagine if you would have paid that amount of money to sit there. Let's just say you paid 2 G's.
Yeah.
2 G's for that?
2 racks.
This is why I love sports, man. This is exactly why I love sports. You cannot... I tell my girl all the time, like, sports is just the greatest reality show on TV. Absolutely. It really is. It's the only real thing we have anymore. The only absolute real thing where there's nothing... For the most part, you can talk about the Tim Donaghy situation. He's fixing games and all that shit. You can go down that path. But for the most part, sports is the only thing that is 100% real anymore. You don't know the outcomes. You have no idea what's going to happen. It's real competition. It's real emotion. It's real fire. There's real money on the line. Not in college, but there should be, but there's not. Well, actually, I guess there is real money on the line for everyone else, except for the guy that packed the house and went out in the first 36 seconds. He doesn't get any money.
No money.
No, let's not pay that guy. Let's not pay everyone that. Let's not pay the guy that brought everyone out, including celebrities.
No, only thing he went out with is mild knee sprain.
Yeah,
that's all he got.
Is that what the official diagnosis is?
Mild knee sprain.
So. That's what I thought. I thought it was a hyperextended knee. When I first saw the injury, I've had injuries like this. I'm a guy that's broken both my legs, separate occasions at the knee. So I know these injuries. I've felt them, and I know that pop. I know that feeling.
Oof.
Dude, after that happened to me at 14, 15 years old, I cannot watch any of that shit the same. Like ridiculousness, wipeouts, any of these crazy injuries, fools falling off shit. I can't watch it, bro. My stomach can't take it anymore. I'm super bitch made. I just can't. I can't deal with the kind of that pain and anguish because I feel it firsthand every single time, dude. I feel my knee popping. I feel my shit snapping, and so I just can't, dude. And when I saw him do it, I watched it one time. I watched the injury. I saw him put all his weight, the foot that slipped where he blew out of the shoe. That foot kind of almost came all the way up off the ground. Like there was no weight on it anymore. And all of his weight, all that huge 6'7" frame was on his back leg.
Yeah.
And that's what caused it to pop and hyperextend. I guarantee it. Now, if it's a sprain, hyperextension, kind of the same thing. He's super lucky.
Yeah.
No ligament damage, no tearing or anything like that. Super, super lucky because of the amount of weight. That's a big, big guy, dude. We're talking about, did you see the article that said he gained 100 pounds in 2 years?
I did. I didn't know if that was real or not, but I guess I believe it.
Bro.
That's
I
crazy.
totally believe it. Because you think about it, he's just growing into his man body.
Totally.
We're talking about a guy that probably went from 6'3" to 6'7" in the same 2 years. So, I mean, it's natural.
That's incredible.
100 pounds to him. What is that guy weighing? Do you know what he weighs?
I don't. I would say
he's up over 250,
240?
right? 240, 250, I'd say.
That's what I'd say.
He's a big, big guy, dude.
You know, with this injury, you know what it kind of reminded me of, man, is, somebody of that magnitude of power.
Yeah.
Dude, takes
right.
me back to Bo Jackson, dude. Remember Bo Jackson against Cincinnati Bengals with the injury that really wiped his career out?
Right. Yeah, that is the injury.
With the hip, right? And it just goes to say that like somebody like Bo Jackson and Zion, they just have so much power that they're just putting out there. And a typical injury that somebody like us regular folk would have, we'd probably be okay. But somebody
regular folk,
us regular folk, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. Us regular folk.
But dudes of this magnitude of power,
yeah, dude.
God, you never know what could happen on that. I mean, this could have ended his career with the amount of power that he had on that back leg. Oh man, it's scary to see, man.
That's interesting you bring that up because if you've seen the Bo Knows, ESPN 30 for 30, they do a great job of detailing that injury.
Yeah.
They do a great job with diagrams. They bring in a doctor and they show you exactly what happened to Bo Jackson's hip when he got tackled and how his momentum was still carrying him forward and his raw power was still carrying him forward. But the way that he was being tackled or landed on, there was just nothing else to happen than the hip to break that way or the way it went.
Exactly.
And this is almost the same situation. The amount of force that he put into the ground when he planted and tried to turn, it just blew the shoe out. There was nothing. There's nothing else that could happen. Dude.
How many times do you see shoes getting blown out? You don't. Now this
no,
could be
it
Nikes.
Happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Have you seen Manu? You remember that Manu Ginobili blew one out? Manu Ginobili, dude, a few years ago, within the last couple years of his career,
Really?
I would say, when did Manu retire? Last year?
2 years ago.
I would say it was within the last 3 to 4 years, he blew out a sneaker, dude. Look it up, YouTube it. Manu Ginobili blowing out a sneaker.
I'll have to check that
He
out.
blew one out. I remember seeing, oh gosh, dude, what's that other dude?
What team?
Matt Bonner, bro. Matt Bonner blew out dude, 3-point shooting Matt Bonner blew out a sneaker. Look it up.
Wasn't he from San Antonio as well?
Yeah. Maybe there's something down there. I don't know.
The ginger, Matt Bonner.
I vividly remember.
Something is in the water.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
It's that damn river walk down there in San Antonio.
Something's in the rubber. I don't know what's going on there.
It's the court.
But
Court's not fire.
I've seen blown out sneakers before. I've seen, and it's usually happened. I don't know. The Matt Bonner thing, I think, was just like a super freak accident. But Manu, it was a similar thing. He was cutting really, really hard in a certain direction.
He was definitely a cutter, man.
And that's what I'm saying.
He is the quintessential European, like...
Oh, just all over the court, really annoying guy to cover. If you have to play defense on Manu Ginobili, you're worn out at the end of the game and you're really annoyed.
You definitely know what a Euro step is.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
But so, dude, he blew out a sneaker, and it was in a similar fashion. And you think, you're like, well, why don't more big guys blow out sneakers? Why didn't Shaq ever blow out a sneaker? I don't remember him ever blowing out a sneaker. Do you?
No, just backboards.
Right, backboards.
Yeah.
So, but I was thinking about this in the shower this morning. I think the reason we didn't really see that, Shaq wasn't making those vicious cuts, dude. Shaq wasn't making those quick movements. Yeah. So you had a really, really big guy, but he wasn't doing what Zion Williamson is doing. Now, Zion's not as big as Shaq, but He was using a lot more force and quickness and in his game. His game's different. So I think regardless of, I don't know, man, it's so hard to say whether that was a faulty shoe. Right. If he had on a different shoe, would it have been the same result? Yeah. Well, it hasn't happened before. So why did this happen? How do we say that it is or isn't a faulty shoe? Right. Like, how do we know? We don't know, and people are going to, clown Nike, which is, it's funny to me. I don't really take it that serious. I'm not a guy that's like, I'm going to stop buying Nikes. I'm going to boycott Nike. Yeah. But I feel like there are people that think the stock price is going to tank.
Yeah. And, well, let's get into that a little bit. So do you know the shoe model he was wearing?
PG 2.5s.
You got it, man.
Okay.
Guess who sold his? The PlayStation 2.5.
You.
Yeah.
What'd you pay for him? 120?
Yeah, retail I think was 110.
110.
And I didn't sell him last night. I mean, I sold him a couple months ago.
No, you sold them last night after they blew out. I saw you put them up on Go.
I did. I sent you a screenshot. No, I sold those.
I'm out the game on the PGs.
I sold those a little while back. You know what? I still think PGs are a great basketball shoe. I used the basic model, the basic PG, PG1 or PG2. I can't remember. The grip is awesome. I think it's a great basketball shoe. I think this was just a faulty kind of thing, unfortunately. I mean, quality control, we've talked about in the past, man. You're making thousands and thousands of pairs, and quality control is going to be a little different from pair to pair. So I think it was an unfortunate incident, but if I were you, I would sell all my PG 2.5s.
That's your sneaker advice?
That's my public service announcement for you guys. But let's talk about that stock.
Is the resale going to drop?
I don't think there was a ton of resale on PGs.
Dude, PGs
they're like
don't
legit,
really
any real legit basketball shoes.
The OG PlayStation ones have a little bit of resale.
Will those lose resale?
Maybe a little bit. Here's the big picture is Nike. So their stock. So that was last night, right? So stock market closes, I believe, 4 p.m. East Coast time.
Okay.
Every day, right? So if you look at today, when you looked at the stock, so Nike's stock actually did drop. And their biggest drop this morning when the stock market opened, obviously. I don't know if it's 8 a.m. Eastern time or whatever.
I thought it was like 9 or 10.
It could be. But
really late and then close really early.
Yeah, so the biggest drop today with Nike, it did drop, number one. And number two, it went as low as 1.7 points. So, or percent, however they say that. Do you know what the money equates to that? Were you able to see that?
Dude, so wait, how many percentage points you said it was?
1.7.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
That's equivalent to $1.12 billion, bro.
Are you kidding me?
That's what's funny. Wow. I know. That's what's funny. It's like, oh, dude, it dropped a little over 1%.
Yeah, almost 2%.
Right.
Like, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right?
Yeah. That equates to $1.12 billion, and financial analysts say that it could drop up to 3%.
Wow.
So they think it could cap out at about 3%. Now, here's what I would say.
So we're talking almost double.
I'm the same guy that went and bought a ton of Nike stock after the whole situation that caused the whole stock to drop, the Colin Kaepernick stuff.
Oh, yeah,
they signed Colin Kaepernick. A bunch of people bailed off the stock, and it dropped initially. Mm-hmm. I went in, swooped in.
Nice.
Stock's rising now.
Got it on
Stock's
the low.
on the way up. Exactly.
What'd you buy at that time? 60 bucks?
I think 67.
67.
And now it's at 85. So I took advantage of that. I will do the exact same thing here. Please sell your stock. I hope everyone jumps off the ship. Mm-hmm. It's motherfucking Nike. They're not going anywhere.
Nope.
They're not stopping. If Adidas and Yeezy didn't take them down when they had them backed into the corner at that time, that was the closest threat that Nike's ever had to being mediocre.
Well, yeah, because Adidas took over the Jordan brand. Right. They took over the number 2 spot.
Exactly. They jumped over the jump man, if you will.
If they could sell Monarchs, they're not going anywhere.
Right, exactly. Best-selling Nike shoe of all time, the Monarch, in case you didn't know.
With or without the herpy bumps?
Because it's everywhere. Okay, so 1.12 billion.
Yeah.
It could go up to dropping 3%. I'm going to wait and watch it drop, or watch to see if it drops. I mean, if it does drop, I'm jumping on it. I'm gonna buy some more shares. I'm gonna load up, and we'll see what Nike's at when I'm 65. I'm sure it'll be doing well. I'm sure it'll probably be, if it's at 85 right now, I would venture to say that by the time I'm 65, the stock would probably be over $200 and some a share.
Yeah,
I would venture to say.
Plus, you at 65, you'll have a lot of Monarchs in the collection.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And I will. I'll be monarched out.
You be King Monarch.
Get out of here. But yeah, so that's what that equates to. Kind of crazy as far as the stock price goes. But I would recommend, that's my stock advice to you guys. If it drops, buy it up, man. It's Nike. It ain't going nowhere. The shit's not going to be down forever. They're going to make another move that makes everyone be like, oh, Nike's the greatest. So if people are dumb enough to sell their stock over Zion blowing out the side of his shoe, I've seen it before. It's happened. Now, the reason it's so special here, or why it's such a news story, or why it's such a topic, is because it happened to the best player in college basketball,
Hands
the
down.
number one overall pick.
Easy.
And there's already been a lot of people arguing that he should shut it down before this even happened. Hey, he shouldn't even really be playing. He's got all this guarantee money on the table. What if he gets hurt? What if something happens? College players aren't paid. All these different things are being said. So how do you feel? Do you agree with these people? Should he have shut it down? Should he not be playing? Should he definitely shut it down now since he's injured and not try to come back and play in the tournament? Where do you stand on this?
Gosh. You know,
What do we do with the talented freshman here?
Yeah, for sure.
What does he do? Or what does his family advise him? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be learned from just a continuity standpoint of playing at the college level at least a year or two and then going into it. But then we have somebody like LeBron who obviously didn't play any college, and look what he's doing, one of the best of all time.
Yep.
Right? Here's my argument amongst that: should NCAA basketball players be paid or not?
They need to be paying all of them.
Dude, this is the argument. So more than should he shut it down or not, the argument is they should be paid. That's where this argument starts, and I think that's where it even can stop at times. Yeah, you're going to get injured and you're going to have these things, but if he in this case is being compensated, that's a whole nother discussion. You know, what is he being compensated? How is he being compensated? Dude, these guys are playing their hearts out. And I've been watching a lot of NCAA here lately because March Madness is coming up right around the corner.
So you start to ramp it up.
We don't have any NFL. I got to have something to replace it.
Right now, there's no NBA even. Tonight, the NBA gets started again here Thursday, but, we've been on an All-Star break.
Yeah.
So this whole week has been nothing macabre and college heavy.
And what I love college basketball and college football is the same way. Man, they just play their hearts out.
They
just
Dude, I was just talking about that yesterday with betting, huh? I was just saying that, JJ. Who was I talking to the other day?
Joey, I'm pretty sure.
Joey. Oh, no, I was talking about Joey. Joey loves to bet NBA. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I don't understand that because NBA betting, you don't know what these guys are doing on a random Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Did they hit the strip clubs?
Yeah.
We've talked about it before.
Yep.
You damn well know these college kids.
These college kids, they're locked in. They're trying to play for their scholarship. They're trying to play to show out and make the NBA.
Yeah.
There's a lot more reason for them to play. There's like you said, so much heart in these young kids.
Yeah.
And that it sucks because there's a lot of people that feel like that's being exploited.
I agree.
At that level, they're not getting compensated. But then it's such a. I think
they do get paid. Will that heart disappear?
No, I don't think so because that's another thing that I bring up there. JJ, can we silence the phone, please? Jeez, I'll give you a shot for that, dog.
Yeah, JJ.
All right, so actually, these are your shots, JJ. The Red Ryder, you get the Red Ryder BB gun.
That sounds like the battery-powered Super Soaker. Do you remember those?
That sounds like
Didn't they have a battery-powered Super Soaker?
That sounds like the playing card I put between my spokes and my bicycle when I took off.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. When I'm riding away, when I'm pedaling away.
When you're on the getaway.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang, after you stole a pack of Marlboro Red from the convenience store?
How did you steal a pack of Marlboro Reds? Aren't they behind the counter?
I don't know. Maybe so.
Maybe not in Kansas, huh?
Not in Kansas,
That's how you guys did it? You just rolled in, stole a pack of Marlboro Reds? If I stole anything, it'd be a pack of those candy cigarettes, the fake joints.
Yeah, shout out to Gibson's Discount Center. No longer. Rest in peace. Yeah, grab the cigarettes and ride along on your bike.
Gibson's
Totally.
Three-wheel or tricycle?
Yeah, tricycle, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but here's what I would say. I think players do deserve to get paid. I think that's where it becomes the slippery slope, though, because it's like, all right, if you pay basketball players and football players, those are the sports that are bringing the most revenue for colleges. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Let's be honest. It's basketball, it's men's basketball, and it's men's football. That's what's bringing all your school revenue. So obviously those guys deserve to get paid. They're the ones bringing in millions. That's helping the university thrive. Mm-hmm. Not that they're having any trouble because they're charging ridiculous amounts for tuition per kid anyway.
Yeah.
But point of the story is, yes, I think they should be paid. The slippery slope or the hard part is you have to pay them all. You can't just pay the football players and the basketball players. You got to pay the curling people. You got to pay the lacrosse kids. You got to pay the swimmers. How do you divide that up? How is Zion getting whatever he's getting, and then Lindsay, the swimmer, what's she getting? Where's the difference there? How do you do that? And that's where it becomes such a hard conversation to have because it has to be all or none.
Right.
It has to be. Unless it's like just understood, which I don't think it ever would be understood. We're in this time of equality. We're in this time of everyone being equal. There's no way that you're going to be like, hey, we're going to pay these guys because they bring all the money. Sorry, your sport doesn't really bring in much money, so you ain't getting paid. Scholarship's still cool, though. Yeah. Give them a thumbs up on that. It's a cool scholarship, but
Right.
not, you know, like, I don't know. So that's where I come in, and I don't have a solution. So it's so hard for me to argue for either side. I do think they should get paid. I just don't know the logistics.
Right.
And I don't know how it all works. Now, do I think Zion Williamson should shut it down? No. I don't. He made the commitment.
Right.
He decided to go to college. He decided to play for Duke. He decided to do the one and done thing. He's going to be done after this year. Now that he has this injury, if he's a serious injury, yeah, obviously shut it down. Don't do anything else.
Right.
If it's just a mild sprain and it's just like a sprained ankle, and you're going to be back in a few weeks. You got to miss a few weeks and you'll be back.
Yeah.
I think it was a freak thing that happened. I think play.
Yeah.
I think if
Just reinforce the shoe.
as long if I was his family and I was his agent and I was whoever, I would obviously decide what or talk to him and see what he wants to do. If he wants to play, I would say play, man. And my advice would be my advice that I would give him is play the same way you've played your whole life. Do not get out there and play scared. Don't have any fear. Don't have any what if or any trepidation, because that's when you get hurt.
Right.
That's when you start hurting yourself by not wanting to go get these boards, not, going up half for a rebound, getting knocked. Go full force or don't go, dog.
Yeah. Well, and my I'm going to agree with you on that, and the spin I'm going to put on it is, me managing people for a lot of my career.
Yeah.
A big thing that I would say is, how could you not want to be under the tutelage of His Honor, Mike Krzyzewski?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to learn a lot from him. That guy has been a college coach for years, one of the most elite of all time.
Coach the Olympic teams.
Dude, coach the Olympic teams.
Yeah.
We're talking different levels. Dude, there's a lot to learn with the camaraderie that you can have of these college guys who just go balls out, and then also being under the tutelage of Mike, dude, the one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about that too, man. So there's a lot that he can learn from there. To get back to kind of this money thing and how do you pay these players, something interesting that I would say is, it doesn't sound like Duke's contract with Nike is as public as some of the other ones out there, but the University of Kentucky, right? Big Nike sponsored school, right?
Yeah.
And if you look, so another top basketball school, they recently extended its Nike deal for 8 years, $30.6 million.
Kentucky? No shit.
So if you look at how we can pay these
Say
athletes,
it again, 36 point what?
$30.6 million. Now,
that's what Nike's paying him per year for that sponsorship.
Well, so it's an 8 years. 8 years and $30.6 million.
Okay.
Yeah,
30.
over 8 years.
Okay, all right.
So that's a big contract.
Say, 30 million a year.
So you obviously know. So yeah, tuition. You're right. These kids are paying a whole hell of a lot. Aside from the scholarships and that kind of thing, the school's charging no fair. They're not fair with their tuition. It's very, very expensive. But just to let you know, like, $30.6 million. That's a lot of money that school is getting. Where do the players fall into that?
Yeah.
How can the players get a little bit of that love? Now, they can divvy that out however they want, and let's be fair is fair, right? We got the Me Too movements and all this other stuff, but whatever organizations are bringing the most revenue...
it's not going to work like that in today's society, Dallas.
It's just not. But that would be my argument, but look at how much money that is alone.
Everyone, we want to give everyone everything. We don't want to make people earn it anymore.
Yeah.
We want everyone to just have everything. Oh, you want to live in an apartment and have 4 dogs? Go ahead. You want to live in an apartment and build a fire and burn the place down and burn your whole complex down? Go ahead, because you deserve it. You know how I feel, dog. You know how I feel about this. You know how I'm all about you need to earn. You should be earning everything you get. If you don't want to work for it, get the fuck out. If you don't want to work for it, sit down. You know what I mean?
That's how I was raised.
If you can't afford it, you don't buy it. That's why you and I, we're pretty... I would say financially, we're pretty good with our money. We know what the hell we're doing. We know the stock market a little bit. We're not racking up massive debt because we are all about earning it, dog. Right. If we can't afford it, we don't buy it. Now, do we buy a lot of shit and do we buy shit we don't need? Yeah, we probably do. But at the same time, we work really hard and we have multiple hustles. Both of us have multiple different streams of income. So that's what I would say. Yeah, you know where I stand on that. I'm with you. I think the sport that's bringing in the money should be the sport where the money is divvied up.
Yeah.
The other athletes and at the schools doing whatever else, they should still get their meal plan and their scholarship and still get all the Nike equipment and shit for free and the tights and the shorts and get all that shit. That's fine. But they just shouldn't be paid because their sport isn't bringing in the revenue, dog. They're not the draw.
What are you going to do?
It just is what it is. Yeah, you decided to be in archery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love volleyball, and
right.
I think some of those women are very, very beautiful. And guys volleyball, it's fine.
Yeah.
But are they bringing in what the men's basketball is?
Right. And then if you do divide up, like, okay, this is what you guys are actually bringing in, and then you do start paying and dividing up, is it almost an insult?
Yeah.
It's like, here's your $32 check for the week.
Yeah. But see,
like,
the checks and balances are, then you have another school like University of Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
That women's basketball team.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. They're bringing in the most revenue in that school.
Right.
So there is balance. There is checks and balances because you damn well know that girls basketball team is the reason that school exists.
But then now you go down. It's continues to be a slippery slope, because now you go down the path of our athletes deciding on which school they go to based off of what they're paying the athlete and at their respective sport. So now
I would be.
Oh, these girls at UConn are getting paid this much money. Yeah. Why would Brittany Griner go choose Baylor?
Yeah.
Why? Why would she ever do that? Why would she not go to UConn and get the check? They're cutting the check over there. They got the bag.
Sure.
So what? That starts a whole nother
conversation.
Exactly, dude. Totally. It's just so hard, man. It's such a tough thing. You're going to have to really have some smart people. It's not only some financially smart people, but smart people at institutions, smart people from the NCAA really sit down in a room over a week or a few weeks period and hammer out a great plan to make this work. Mm-hmm. I think it's possible, but I have no idea. The logistics are insane, dude. Totally. It really is, because it's almost a case-by-case basis.
Sure.
It's almost a school-by-school basis. It's not a blanket coverage for the whole NCAA or for all sports in general. And also, that's another thing. You have NCAA March Madness, right? They're the name. They're the title name. NCAA is not, as far as college football, it's Bowl Championship Series. Mm-hmm. It's college football playoff. It's not NCAA college football playoff.
Right.
So it's just it's weird, dude. Mm-hmm. It's very weird. It's not a blanket thing. It's not a one-size-fits-all scenario.
Right.
And that's kind of the hardest part of the whole thing. So here's what I'll say. Zion Williamson is 6'7", 285 pounds, dog.
285?
285,
oh my
bro.
God.
So this man was 185 2 years ago in 2017, and he put on 100 pounds.
Wow.
He went up to 285. Like I said, I bet you he grew a ton of inches in that time too. Wow. But check it out. Williamson has an $8 million insurance policy with International Specialty Insurance. This kicks in if he falls outside of the top 16 picks in the NBA draft due to injury. So he's got smart people around him. Huh. He's insured for $8 million. His body, he's insured for $8 million if he falls outside the top 16, which no, that's not going to happen.
There's no way.
The guy could have broke his leg last night and he's still going to be probably drafted in the top 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's happening. But if he did, if he were to lose that NBA money, that top 16 pick money, top 15 pick money, if he falls outside of that, he's got that $8 million insurance policy. Million. Pretty cool. Darren Ravel reporting that. So obviously, young kid, 18 years old, freshman at Duke. Super sad for him, but just to put a capper on it there, I do think the athletes should get paid. I just don't know how.
Same.
I want them to get paid. And I don't think that doesn't stop anything like this. It doesn't really make it any better. It's still, what they're getting paid in comparison to what NBA money is not anything there. It's more so they can live throughout campus, or they can pay the living expenses and have a little walking around money in their pocket, take their date out for a slice of pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part of being a college athlete, is you're expected to put in all this time in school, all this time into the sport, and then you have no time to have a job, and you can't have a job. You can't earn money off your own name and likeness while you're competing in the NCAA. You remember Jeremy Bloom?
Yes,
the
I
Olympic
do.
skier?
Yeah, I do.
Remember the CU and the NCAA and the University of Colorado were telling him he could not play football at the University of Colorado if he was accepting endorsements for being an Olympic skier.
I remember that.
Nuts.
Yep.
You're telling me that you want to take all this kid's time and he can't get any money?
Yeah.
He can't get any money outside of this? He's just supposed to do what? Luckily, Jeremy Bloom comes from a pretty well-off family, so I'm sure they had no problem supporting him through college in the Olympic season, but you're telling me this guy can't earn his own money? A lot of athletes don't come from backgrounds like that, dog. They don't come from parents that just have money that can just pay for their kid to eat and go through school. They're relying on that scholarship. That scholarship is important because they don't have any other way out. So then when they get that scholarship and now they need to pay for other things along the way, that's where you fall into shady situations and you fall into agents and taking money early and different negotiations and different things. That's where it falls into the corruptness. The NCAA is single-handedly causing the corrupt nature of the sports that they don't want to be a part of. They're causing it
fools
by not paying the fools.
Fools got to eat.
Right.
I get it.
Exactly. So that's kind of where I'll leave that, man.
Totally.
Prayers up to Zion. None of us want to see him be out like that or go out like that. Did you see the comparison Scott Van Pelt did last night to Jadeveon Clowney on SportsCenter? Brilliant, dude. Brilliant. God, SVP is so brilliant, dude.
He is, dude. He's tight.
So check it out. SVP is on there last night. He puts up a picture of Clowney. He puts up a picture of Williamson, and he's talking about the comparison between the two. He's like, Jadeveon Clowney in high school, just physical freak, dominated everything. Men among boys, looked ridiculous. Looked like the Andy Reid punt, pass, and kick video. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was like
all those kids. Yeah.
Right. So it was like that. And Zion did the exact same thing. Just foolish in high school, schooled all the kids. It's not even close. You know what I mean? Man among boys. Got into college, did the same thing. Clowney got into college, did the same thing. Lit up the homie from Michigan. You saw that highlight over and over and over. Yeah. Draft stock shot through the roof. He's going to be this, he's going to be that. Went to Houston, has had injuries, hasn't really been, I wouldn't say he's lived up to the hype, would you?
No. I think arguably maybe his best year last year.
Yeah.
That's just because he didn't have any injuries hardly.
Right.
But yeah, not lived up to the hype in the NFL.
So SVP was drawing the parallel that now Zion has a little bit of an injury, a little banged up. Will this affect him in the NBA? We don't know. But he said he could easily see him being this super, super hyped because of college basketball and because of all the one and dones and the lack of like really big time stars. College basketball, you could say they lack stars. He is the star. He's the draw. So he said he's kind of asking the question, is this elevating his star beyond what it really needs to be? Are we saying we've never seen a guy like this? He's super special just because he's the only one there, because he's not really playing against that competition? Is it going to be different when he gets in the NBA? Is it going to be a Jadeveon Clowney situation where, okay, now everyone's your size, everyone's your speed, everyone's just as athletic as you, if not more. Let's see what you can really do. And it's kind of, you hit a wall. And it's not like you're bad, but you definitely are not a Hall of Famer. You're definitely not one of the greatest players ever. Right. You're just a guy that was super hyped in college, and you're just a good NBA player. You're just like, and we don't want to write the book on Ben Simmons yet, but remember Ben Simmons' hype coming out of college? What is he now? He's just a good role player for Philly that can't shoot. He's an athletic guy that can't shoot threes. If he worked on his shooting and he could shoot from the outside and he stopped messing around with the Kardashians and letting them fuck all his shit up. Yep. I'm sure the guy would probably work on his shooting, and he could probably be a lot better player than he is. But right now, he's just a very good role player on the Sixers team. I would say maybe he's a little more than a role player, but he's definitely not a clutch performer. He's not a big star. He's not going to carry you through games. He ain't going to put the team on his shoulders and start dropping threes when they're needed or bring you back in a game. That's not Ben Simmons.
He's not the Durant that you need.
Right.
Exactly. Or the Harden, the last minute.
None of that.
The last
None
shot.
of that.
Yeah, for
None
sure.
of that.
So I don't know. That's interesting.
It was interesting
parallel to
was.
draw, because I could see that, because as his weight and that kind of stuff and his athletic ability. What I would say is, do I want to see Zion do the dunk contest? Absolutely.
Dude, what was the whole hubbub on Twitter the other day about that? Zion versus
who are they comparing him to? I didn't see
the dude that won it. No, the dude that won it was calling out Zion, I think.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Diallo.
Diallo was calling him out, huh?
Hamadou Diallo.
I really didn't pay any attention to that. I paid more attention to the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon rematch. Let's get that going.
Why don't we get it all going?
I would love to.
Let's get everything going.
I'd love to see Zion in it next year.
Throw LeBron's old ass in there 15 years after he should have done it too. Let's throw him in there. Let's get it all going.
Donovan Mitchell. I'd love to see him back in there.
Oh, for sure.
Man.
For sure. All right, let's put a capper on that. Let's move on. Did you see Trevor Lawrence? I want to bring that up before we jump into sneakers. Did you see Trevor Lawrence in the pickup basketball game get a pick set on him and then just level the kid?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I knew it was coming.
Oh, my gosh.
Knew it was coming.
That was bad.
Welcome back, JJ.
We were just talking about JJ.
Oh, my gosh.
Before the cast, every time we were just talking about JJ going, oh, dude, fuck. Yeah. No way. Huh. So that's right on cue, JJ.
Yeah. Glad I don't have any shoes. They're going to blow his mind.
True. Would have just been 5 minutes of that. Oh, what? Anyways, so Trevor Lawrence is playing in a pickup basketball game. You're a pickup ball? You just go to the rec and run a game of ball back in the day?
Back in the day,
Okay. So different places have different rules. You go places, certain people are okay with certain things.
Sure.
Some shit is like they're ready to fight if certain things occur. So this was kind of that situation. Like, I think picking in a lot of pickup games, depending on where you're from, depending on how you play, I look at picking in a pickup game as kind of like, it's kind of some bitch shit. Like, no one fucking picks in a pickup game, especially all the way down the court. Like, he's at the opposite end of the court, dog. They're playing full court ball. I could see maybe you picking in a half court game. They're playing full court ball. And Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if he makes a basket or someone on his team makes a basket. He turns around to start running down the court, and the dude picks him and runs into him. And Trevor just kind of shoves him back, and then the dude does it again, and Trevor just launches him, bro.
Really?
Dude just goes flying down. Then everyone starts to kind of get huffy, and people are holding him back and stuff, and it's just kind of a quick little thing. And it's kind of really shitty, grainy video. I saw it on Bleacher Report, so they probably ripped it 15 times from somebody else's account, so it wasn't the greatest footage, but I would have done the same thing. What are you doing, dog? Why are you picking me? We're playing a pickup game. I'm the motherfucking man over here. I just won the national championship. Fuck off me. What are you doing? You trying to be out here making a name? Not to mention, this kid's up to about the bottom of his chest.
Right.
So he's just looking like a fool. What, you're going to be out here picking Trevor Lawrence?
Get out of here.
Really? In a full court game of pickup basketball? I don't know where you come in on it. I know there's a lot of people who are like, it's game. It's fair game. If you're playing, it's fair. It's in the rules, fair game. Fine.
Yeah.
I just think it's bitch shit.
Yeah.
Like picks in a fucking pickup game running at 24-hour.
Yeah, you're trying.
Or wherever in the Clemson gym. Like, really?
You're trying to prove something.
We're just all out here trying to have a little fun, run a little game, and get some exercise.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't need to be picking fools. We don't need to be fish hooking fools in the mouth. Dude, we don't need to be going full Ron Artest Meta World Peace shit. We don't need any of that. It's like trying to get out here and get some exercise.
It's like those complexes where the super short dudes, the complexes, the super short dudes buy the big ass trucks.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a complex.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm competitive as it gets. I talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of trash, but it's all in good spirit. It's all in the nature of competition and fun.
Right.
I'm not ready to drop down. I'm not ready to drop the ball and start fighting fools in the middle of the court.
Know your audience.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah,
so check this out. Before we put a cap on it, did you hear Nike came out with a statement?
Oh, no.
The
About Zion shit?
Yeah.
What happened?
Let me read it. So the statement goes as follows. We are obviously concerned and want to wish Zion a speedy recovery. The quality and performance of our products are our utmost importance. While this is an isolated occurrence, we are working to identify the issue.
Interesting.
That was directly from Nike. And I believe that was issued this morning or late last night. So,
interesting.
Yeah, man.
I said, I don't think it was, I think it was just a combo of maybe the shoe was a little weaker than normal. I don't know. But the guy is so big. He's so powerful.
Sure.
I don't know why it hasn't happened before. But did you see him in pregame warmup? That fool was amped, bro. He did a 360 dunk in pregame warmup. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, geez, dude. He was ready to jump out the gym anyway.
This fool was out of control.
This is the first possession of the game, dude. And he's down and he hits it super hard like that. He was just amped, bro. Like, this is probably the biggest game he's ever played in.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is bigger than anything he's ever been a part of.
Yeah.
National TV, in Cameron Indoor, stadium. I guess the vibe in there was just electric. Everyone said before the game it was just electric, and then obviously it felt like all the air went out of the building after he went out.
Sure.
But
shit smelled like money because you had to spend some money to get in that motherfucker.
No doubt. Yeah,
so check this out. Real quick, what was I going to add to that? Shit, man, I already forgot.
Nike, we were talking about the not the stock price, the statement they issued, utmost quality, quality on the shoe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I believe these two teams face each other again March 9th.
In North Carolina, right?
Yeah, in North Carolina. What do you expect to see?
Dude, honestly, I'm so disappointed because I wanted to see Zion last night, but I think they were going to get beat.
You think?
With Zion. I think they were beat, dude.
Wow.
North Carolina was on some shit. Now, I know they scored a ton of points down in the paint, and probably with Zion that wouldn't have happened.
You wouldn't be going down the lane.
So they would have been forced to be a little bit better shooting.
Yep.
But dude, they looked like they were playing super team basketball, and they just looked like those seniors on North Carolina were taking advantage of the freshmen. You still had Cam Reddish out there. You still had RJ Barrett. Like, you still had, those are top 5 picks, dude. They're still, you know what I mean? They're still good, really good players.
Yeah.
But it showed, dude. Luke May, all the seniors just really had a night for North Carolina, and it showed that the experience, they just made the freshmen kind of look silly, dude. And I know it's tough to say what would have happened if Zion was out there, but I could see them. I could see something similar in Chapel Hill. I'm
going to disagree with that. I think the continuity from UNC was almost shocking. Like, I was super surprised to see it, and it was great. But I think the loss of Zion really got in the heads of the Duke players, and having Zion back full strength, if that is a possibility come March 9th, I think you're going to see a whole different outcome.
Okay, so if Zion's not back, then what?
If Zion's not back, it depends, because what is that, March 9th? So it's less than a month. I don't know. I think this is a big shock to Duke. I don't think they were obviously expecting this. I think it's really in their heads. I think there's enough time for Duke to get better and develop some continuity. But the loss of Zion, it just really messed with the continuity, I believe. So
I smell a bet coming. Let's wait. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see if Zion comes back.
For sure.
But
yeah, I'll take a bet on that.
I smell a bet.
All right,
I
sounds
smell
good.
a little bit of a bet coming here.
Cool.
Down the line.
Hit me with the rock. Do you smell?
I smell it.
You smell?
I smell what the rock is cooking. Let's move into sneakers and fashion here. You want to start with talking about some sneakers or looking at some sneakers? Some shit we got.
What sounds more fun? Let's just go ahead and look at some.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll show me yours first. Actually,
see mine
you
first?
brought in the Uggs. I'm super curious to see what these look like.
Yeah, because I kind of alluded to them, right? The kind of hiking boot aspect, kind of the older look with the newer look. Great materials. So yeah, let me grab them real quick.
All right, no problem. We'll just be over here waiting. Me and Stringstein. No, I'm just kidding. If you missed last show, Dallas got some Uggs for a
V-Day.
gift, right?
V-Day.
V-Day, that's right. Valentine's Day gift. Oh, size 11.
Sized up on these. Now Uggs only do whole sizes. Number one.
Oh,
and number
okay.
two, they have so much of that. What is it? Sheep fur, whatever it is in there. Sheepskin. They have so much of that in there. It's so thick, but the actual fur in there does pack out eventually. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about going back to a 10, but right now the 11 fits great, just because of it hasn't packed out yet. So
right.
I'm a little unsettled as to what.
You're a little stressed out.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Just a little bit.
So yeah, I don't know what I want to do quite yet, but these guys are called the Ugg M. Harkley waterproof Ugg boots.
Okay.
For men. And again, they only do whole sizes, so I did go a size 11, so I went up versus stayed with the tried and true 10. But I believe 10 will probably work as they pack out. But I don't know.
You have any Uggs, JJ?
I do not. To be honest, I haven't.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
We always love to be when you're honest with the
the listeners need this.
I need to stop doing that.
I didn't realize they made men's boots.
Are you serious? You haven't seen Tom Brady and his endorsement with these?
No.
Oh, yeah. Brady's got an Ugg endorsement, dude.
In high school, I saw chicks always wearing them, but I never knew it was a guy shoe, too.
Brady's probably had an endorsement with Uggs since like 08, dude.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Probably a quick decade in his endorsement with Uggs.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Do either of you guys have Uggs?
I did. So I had a pair of the loafers. You remember the loafer slippers?
Aren't they the best?
Well, they got ruined in the fire, but they were the best.
They were the best,
Yeah,
right?
they were the greatest.
You just got me a pair for Christmas, correct?
Got her a pair of the loafers for Christmas.
Dude,
Yep.
Robin got a
House
second
slippers.
pair of boots from sister and mom, and then I got her another pair.
Can I take this out?
Yeah.
I know how you are about your shoe trees.
Yeah, fill in there. Get all up in that fur.
Do they come with any extra laces?
Not that I know of.
Just the maroons?
Just those maroons so
Just
far.
these maroons, no
Crazy if
5?
They did. Oh my god.
Just
Nice.
the maroon 5s.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these are nice inside. Dude, what I'm really shocked about is how light these bitches are.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it feels so light. For a boot, bro? Like,
What?
I
the
know.
hell?
I know. It's insane how light those things are. The
And this
sole is like
waterproof, correct?
Yeah,
Look, it even
waterproof.
says it on the tongue. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are full waterproof joints.
Those are
And,
sick, dude.
Dude, the leather suede on those is
are
so
pretty
nice, dude.
sick. So you're saying I would need a 13 if I'm copping?
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Those are fire, dude.
And I think they retail for $199, and I think Robin was able to get a discount, 20-30% off, something like that.
Hey,
So-
talk to Robin, please, and see if we can still hit the Ice Castle sometime before the year is up.
That's why she got me these.
No way, for the Ice Castles?
I'm absolutely
Oh, wow.
positive, dude. They came that day,
Bro.
So I might have not been able to take them because they came that day that we were supposed to leave. But I can't remember if they came before 1 because remember we were going to leave at 1-ish.
Yes.
And head down there.
Yes.
But that's exactly why she got me these, man.
Damn.
We were going to take these to the Ice Castles and we weren't able to do it.
Those are sick, dude. I was actually kind of gonna clown you a little bit for sure. I was about to hit you with some like UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. They ugly. Ooh, they ugly. Ooh. You know, but no, these are fire, dude. These are super sick. Robin, let me get a little bit of this for Robin here. Got a new one. I got a new one. It's nice. Feels like you're at an elementary school assembly.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
That's way better. Yeah, for sure.
It's not like a rainstorm.
Better than the waterfall. All right. I'm glad you guys approve.
That's the fake principal clap. Nice.
Robin gets the first one ever.
All right.
Robin, shout out to Robin for these
I like
boots.
them, though.
These are
They're pretty
sick,
cool,
man.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
Super sick. I shouldn't have doubted her. She's probably a super fire gift giver. She like knows what's up. Because of you, she's kind of knows what's up with style, knows what we like.
Well,
so
we were walking.
Shouldn't have doubted her. This is dope.
We were walking through Dillard's, and she's always on the listening tip because I love gifts, right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
That just sounded funny because I love gifts.
I love gifts. You know how I am. You know what I'm saying?
Does
But I was like, oh, Robin, look at these. These are fire. I was thinking about picking these up, but I just can't. I'm just not going to spend $200 on some UGG boots. 2 weeks later, I got UGG boots.
So wait, you were just walking through the store
And I showed her
saw 'em.
these, yeah.
You just saw them. You didn't know about them online or anything.
I got a special parking spot, man, at Park Meadows. You know that.
Yes.
And I walk all the way across the parking lot.
Right.
And I go into Dillard's. I go into that entrance, and I walk by the men's shoes.
I
every
do
time.
too. I park in the same thing, but I never look.
And
I'm literally
this-
head down going to Foot Locker.
Not me, man. This one shoe caught my eye, and it was
Weird.
over.
That's
and now
crazy.
I own it.
Yeah,
So,
I need to be more aware.
Yeah, man.
What was retail on these?
200.
Two flat.
And I think Robin got 20 or 30% off. I don't know how. I don't know why. But, that's what she does. And she also uses Ebates. So I'm sure she got cash back from that as well. That
Nice.
girl's on the grind. But
Super
yeah, man,
cool, man.
Happy to have them. Again, I don't.
So it says this is 100% wool inside here.
Dude, super warm.
Yeah.
Your feet are on fire.
Says the upper and the sock lining 100% wool, lining backing 100% polyester. Super, super nice though, dude. Really, really like them.
Happy to have them, man.
Good shoe. I don't know if it's as cool as these, but actually it probably is cooler because you can actually wear them.
Yeah, a little bit more functional winter.
Right.
I think.
Mine you can't wear. They're just behind me. Let me see if I can grab them. Hold on one second. Ooh, thought I was going to disconnect the
Yeah,
headphones.
I'm excited to. I think I know what these are, but I'm excited to see them, man.
You know what these are, fool.
Are these the bay size joints?
Bay size, yep. Put them on my
Bay-size joints.
story. What'd you say, JJ?
Straight fire.
Straight fire. So here's what I'm seeing. Let me give you a little info on these little backstory here. We all lost the raffle.
Yeah. I'll give you my story. Fat L's.
I
L City. What else you want me to tell you?
don't know why I made
Take
it
that L on the way out.
so dramatic, but all of us, Chris, Dallas, me, Muzzy, probably everyone else, probably you guys, all took L's on the Foot Locker raffle.
Yeah.
I know I did. I did win these on sneakers. I told you guys I got lucky. I got a women's 8 on sneakers. You can check those out. This shoe, here's the confusing thing. It said that they had a 13 and a 14 on Foot Locker. I didn't go for those because I didn't know if they were going to be getting them for sure. And I didn't want to do the same thing as I did with my Yeezys, Frozen Yellows, trying to get a 12.5 when no 12.5 existed. So I went ahead and went for a women's 10, took the L on the raffle. And what I'm seeing is a bunch of people hit me up on my story because I was like, yo, if someone's got these in a bigger size, I don't think they come in a bigger size. I don't think they do. All my sources, everyone I've talked to at Foot Locker, everything I've seen about as far as StockX, they show a 13 and 14 listed on StockX. They show the ability to list them. Foot Locker had the raffle that showed that they were going to get a 13 and a 14. Everyone I've talked to, everyone I've called has confirmed that there was no 13 or 14 delivered to those stores. I'm not going to say 100% sure that there isn't a 13 or 14 even made because I don't know for sure. I'm just telling you I have not seen one. So if you've seen one and you know they exist, please let me know because otherwise all I'm seeing is inflated bullshit on StockX. Yeah. People are listing them for 2,000, 1,000, whatever. Sure. Under those, and I know exactly what's going to happen. I click buy on that shoe, and it's going to say it's canceled because they don't own the shoe. People are just on there trolling, fucking around with the market.
Yeah, trying to fuck the market up. That's it. Control the market.
So if it's me or if you guys know of a 13 or 14 and you've seen it and it does exist, let me know in the comments below because I have not seen otherwise. So people have been hitting me up asking me, and I've been telling them, bro, I don't think they exist. I know they talked about extended sizes. I think a 12 in women's, which is a men's 10, is the absolute biggest they went. What do you think?
I think so too. I went for a size 12. I'm a platinum VIP member at the Foot Locker. I went for all 3 stores that were going to have them, and I took the L. Now, does that mean my store sucks? Foot Locker suck? I don't know. The biggest they probably had, and I guarantee, was a 12. Now, did they have multiple pairs? I don't even think they had a lot of 12s in my opinion. So 12 has to be the biggest that I think at least the Foot Lockers had. Could you find them a little bit bigger at certain places? Maybe. But man, I think these are pretty limited, and I think bigger sizes were more of a no-go than a go-go.
What about the... Damn, I forgot I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, what's interesting about the shoe is the fact that we saw them dropping at three or four Foot Lockers here in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So at first we were like, damn, I thought the shoe was going to be mad limited.
Sure.
Then we saw them dropping at 3 or 4 Foot Lockers, and we were like, damn, that's just in Colorado, 3 or 4 Foot Lockers. Like, these shits we're going to be able to get these.
Should be an easy pair to get.
We're going to be cooking.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, maybe they're not as limited as we thought.
Yeah.
Then all of us strike out on the raffle.
Yeah.
And now I have this pair, this women's 8, and it's like, oh shit, maybe these are a lot more limited than everybody thought.
Yeah.
And obviously, you being the great guy you were, got to give you some hand claps for that, you didn't even try to go after these shits because you were dealing with that whole situation, trying to be there for Robin, be supportive, which is crazy to me. That's how I know you're turning over a new leaf with saying I love you and all this stuff, and you're growing a lot because you're the most locked in guy on sneakers I know.
Yeah.
You put me up on game all the time. You put everyone up on shit. You're locked in the zone. You don't miss drops. You don't miss shit going on. You know what's up. Mm-hmm. I talk to you a lot about info when I'm like, yo, Dow, what's up with these?
I'm trying to oop you all the time. If
Exactly.
I can.
You're putting me up on shit. So the fact that you didn't even know that these were dropping or even remember to go get the drop and shit just shows me how much you care about Robin and how locked in you were on her in that situation. So I just got to congratulate you.
Appreciate
because that's awesome, dude. Being a good partner, I would expect nothing less, but I know you. I know how into sneakers you are. So that speaks volumes to me, bro. Yeah. So it might not be that impressive to anyone else. I don't know. But I'm pretty impressed, dog.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man, for sure. I'd love to have this pair. I would have loved to work harder to get it. But now that I don't have it, I mean, in looking at it in person, man, I think it looks great. It
does.
I'm not a big patent leather guy in terms of the feel. I mean, I love the look. I love the look of patent leather. I think it looks so great, but they just don't feel good, unfortunately, on my foot. I'd love to have this pair, but again, I'm not a big light blue, dark blue, UNC
Gosh, I
blue.
love it.
So this isn't the perfect colorway for me. However, if it was patent leather shatter backboard, it was patent leather bread, it was patent leather anything else, color blocking was a little bit just a different color palette.
It's not neutral enough for you.
Yeah.
It's a little too bright.
It is a little too bright for me, and I just don't have a lot to wear with that, unfortunately. But, dude, it's a great shoe. Very, very well done. I'd love to have it. But I don't think I'm going to jump out the door for it. I was glad to support Robin and all those endeavors, but we'll see what happens. I would hold on to this shoe if I were you. I'd really study the market on this one. That size, I mean, yeah, I wish it was like a 10 in women's because, dude, you'd have a gold mine, I feel like. That 10, 10 and a half. Yeah. Oh, my God. Because then you have versatility of having the guys, those small feet guys, no offense, but 8.5 Nina feet. That's,
Nina feet.
That'd be perfect. So I love it, man. It's a great shoe. Glad that you have it. I think there'll be some value for you.
I think so too. A couple people hit me up trying to buy them, and I just told them I think I'm going to hang on to them, dog.
Sure.
No offense. I just want to try to buy another shoe from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to try to get as much as I can to buy another shoe, to get an off-white. We talked about those Desert Ores. You got them. That's a shoe I really, really want. And
me too, dude.
If I could sell these for upwards of 3s, maybe into the 4s by hanging on them to them for a little bit.
You pay the extra for a Desert Ore?
I pay $100 for the Desert Ore. Can't beat that, bro.
Done.
It just makes sense to me.
Yeah. So by the way, we'll talk about it next week because they should be in. So I did get mine from Goat, and I did get the price that I wanted. Remember, I told you somewhere around $5. I'd like to be under $5. I got them for $4.70 shipped.
Nice.
Desert Ores.
Hell yeah.
And you know what? I had Goat credit left over. So that's kind of like free money in some form or fashion, right? Because getting rid of all those GRs, the Giardias that I have. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I was putting the box back.
Yes.
People don't even know what Giardia is. A lot of people.
Getting rid of it.
It's poop in the water.
Yeah,
you didn't know.
You just got to get rid of Giardia.
Giardia is poop in your water.
True.
If you have Giardia in your city, it's probably bad.
Yeah. Bad news. But yeah, man. So I got those for $4.70 shipped. The guy or gal that I bought them from off of Goat just dropped them off at UPS yesterday. So I'm hoping end of next week, maybe by that Thursday cast, we might have the Desert Ores in hand.
Dope. So that's something I want to stress for you guys, man. It's like we cop a lot of sneakers and a lot of shit, so I feel like people just think we're balling or whatever.
Nope.
That's not the case at all, man. This is why I'm able to cop sneakers like that. Buying shoes for resale or selling pairs that I have existing, getting lucky on something like this that'll allow me to really buy something I want. Maybe it allows me to buy a couple pairs that I want. that's how we're able to acquire sneakers. And that's why I have to do it that way. It's not like I'm just trying to be an asshole. I'm like, no, I don't want to sell it to you. I don't want to whatever. It's like, dude, this is my livelihood. This is how I'm able to continue to buy sneakers for the cast and for what's going on. You know, for me, this is how I'm able to continue to stay in the game. I'm not just balling and just able to keep throwing out money after money after money and just letting shit stack up. I got to get rid of shit. I got to sell shit when the market's right so I can buy something else I want.
You know me, I'm selling 2 to 3 pairs a week.
Right.
You know?
And Teddy does the same thing, except he just kind of does it in a different way. He doesn't sell as he goes. Yeah, he just does it all at once. He purges them, you know, just a big purge. So I think everyone, if you're in the game, man, you've got to understand that and you've got to kind of respect that. If you're not in the game and you're kind of getting in the game, that's a big part of the game. And you need to understand that too. Resell is a big part of the game for both sides. You paying resell, getting the right price, getting a price that you feel comfortable paying, and then also you reselling stuff at a point where you can get something you really want. Require something you really want. So that's the way I look at it. What else as far as sneakers before we move into the Supreme stuff?
I found another Nike headline about their Adapt BBs.
Okay. Oh, dude, those are the worst. Those things are so disgusting looking.
I think I know what you mean.
This makes it even worse.
With the phone stuff. I think I know where you're going. Cool.
Yeah, and I won't lie. You guys clown me.
Don't lie. The listeners wouldn't appreciate it.
All right.
You guys clown me enough about having an Android phone.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Shit's the
you
worst.
guys worked in the telecom business and everything. If you aren't like with it, Android probably isn't the phone for you because it has so many issues here and there.
Well, and
really
things can disappear. It's so customizable, which is awesome, man. The open source, making apps for everybody. Dude, it's a great platform, but it's almost too geeky and nerdy for the average consumer.
For the normal people. It's a phone for less than 10% of the market, I would say. And that's what's stupid is probably 40% of the market have Android phones. 10% need them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just is what it is, dude. It was the bane of my existence in telecom. Fools walking in with Android phones and me having to troubleshoot and deal with these issues and save the day because they messed some stuff up. They don't know what they messed up. It was just every day, dog. Something else is like, who sold you this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Scott Weatherwax over here because he loves it? Okay. All right. That's fine.
He said it's the greatest thing ever.
You know, maybe he didn't really, just because he loves it, I don't know. You know, no shout out to Scott. I love Scott. It was just the name that popped in my head.
That's a real person.
Yeah.
That's my boy. That's our boy.
We just call him Wax, though.
Wax.
I love Wax. But I'm saying, like, there's people in the industry that sell consumers what they like instead of finding out and having a conversation with the consumer, understanding their life, their lifestyle, how they use their device to fit their lifestyle, and then fitting them into the right product. They don't do that. They don't want to have that combo. They just want to show them, hey, I like this, so you're going to like this.
Yeah.
I love this, so you're going to love this. They don't try to fit them in to what's really right. You
the
know
quintessential selling out of your own pocket.
And that's why T-Mobile should probably come back and scoop me up, offer me 100 G's a year, and I'll come train all your people.
Easy.
So just anyone listening, if you guys want to,
for sure.
if you guys want this expertise, come get the kid.
So what do you got, JJ? I think I know what you got.
As you know, on the sides of the shoes, there's 2 buttons to loosen and tighten the shoe.
Yeah.
Well, Nike also has been hyping up the fact that they made an app about it to help you kind of progress your fitness activities in the near future.
Yeah, it's kind of a learning app, right?
Yeah.
Right. It kind of learns your activities, learns you, your fit, and the whole thing. And sorry to interrupt, JJ. I'm getting nerdy. I love the shoe technology wise.
Talk nerdy to me.
But this shoe is why it's called the Adapt is because it's supposed to adapt to your movements, your lifestyle, how you use the shoe, even though it is a basketball shoe. Yeah. But go on with the.
Well, before I even get into it, before the week, apparently a week after the app was released, it needed a firmware update.
Sure. Which
was fine on the Apple, obviously. Everything went fine. But Android users were starting to eat their dick a little bit because...
No way. I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocker.
It wasn't working right for Android? No way.
What?
Yeah, because apparently there was a couple issues that appeared. The left shoe wouldn't connect. Sometimes people's right shoes would completely brick, so it would kill the shoe. Everything about the shoe, making the shoes absolutely useless to use.
Yeah.
So, some shoes were the app was just useless, so you could still use the laces
buttons
and everything. But then some shoes literally turned into bricks and were just useless sneakers that were $350
retail.
Android users.
Take that L on the way out.
Got to get one.
Take that L on the way out.
No shit.
And it's all thanks to that update that happened. So
Now, has there been an update to fix that? Where are we at? Do you know?
So far, what I've read is
They're still
Nike
eating their dicks?
hasn't. Yeah.
They're still eating dick. Okay.
Yeah, Nike hasn't commented on this, so it's solid.
Wow.
Solid work, guys.
They haven't even commented?
Yeah.
They haven't come out or anything?
Or like what
It's
I
probably
read up
blaming
and
Android.
everything is. They
Well, think
haven't
about it,
commented.
dude. Whose problem is it? If Apple is working fine, is it still Nike's problem? Or is it Android's problem the way it's connecting?
Yeah. At that point, I don't think. At that point, I don't think Nike has to kind of come up with a statement because now you have a middleman and you can kind of point the finger.
You
if
can
you
blame,
wanted to.
yeah, you can pass the buck a little
Boy,
bit.
Android, look at their shitty
But did
software.
they like half-ass the work to the Android?
That's a good point. That's a good point because Nike made the Android app,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, they're developers. Yeah, so I think I guess it is their fault.
Actually,
it's probably. I guess it's a combo of Nike and Android.
Yep. So all you consumers out there, Nike is actually making you eat your own dick.
Right.
Have a nice life.
So should you get Android?
How about no?
Let's leave it at that. Okay.
Fair
Better
enough.
question is, should you get the Nike Adapts?
No, that was already. That was.
How about no?
Yeah, you hate
Mom.
that shoe, don't you?
Dude, it looks like a water shoe.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a
backfiring on
slip-on water shoe.
Would you take the Presto tints over the Nike Adapts?
Ooh, that is a disgusting competition.
How about that?
I'm throwing up right now thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, let me.
Your butthole just clenched so heavy and hard.
Oh, dude, I'm cringing. I want to go to sleep. To be honest, okay. I'm taking the Hyper Adapt B-balls
Are you?
over the dude. Those
Oh,
Prestos
dang.
are too bad for me.
Huh.
Those are
penny
so
loafer.
bad.
What if you had an Android?
Oh,
Throw that in the mix too.
dang. Just hit it from all different
Yeah.
directions.
I'm
Take that L on the way out.
on everything.
All right.
On everything.
Fair enough.
I'm going to kick it with Mike Malone.
I'm taking Presto tints.
Are you over these?
Yeah.
No way.
Give me the Presto tints.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Those are so bad, Dallas, and they have no. This at least has something
Dude,
special about them.
At least you could
That's
use
just bad for no
those.
reason.
These shoes are starting to brick.
Yeah. At least I
Not
wouldn't have.
if you have Android, or not if you have Apple though.
Yeah, I do have Apple.
But if you did have an Android,
Well, if my
he threw Android into the mix. So
if my
that's what I
grandma
was
had a
saying,
dick,
man.
she'd be my grandpa. Like, what are we talking about here?
No,
you know what I
he
mean? Like,
literally
come on.
threw Android into the mix. That's the only reason I bring that up.
If
Yeah.
and wins and hypothetical. Come on,
I just want the Presto tints. They go well with my Forerunner.
dude.
Like
go
I
well with the
said, man,
Forerunner.
you need that Supreme hammock
I
to
know.
just put it all together.
No doubt. All right. Cool. Anything else with the Nike Adapts? Hyper Adapts?
Those are
I
bad
guess
looking.
I have some stuff about. Actually, no. It's Nike related too, but it's also connected to the Kaepernick situation. So I don't know if you guys want to go.
Let's-
Yeah, we're gonna
over
get
that.
into it later.
Yeah,
so
let's save that. So real quick, just so we can kind of go into Supreme and then kind of move on here. A couple of releases, obviously, this week. So you had the Social Status Air Jordan 6s. Those came out,
the
obviously.
black and purple.
Yeah, those with the fur.
Yeah, not even
The
fur,
shoes
like,
with the
like
fur?
pony hair.
Yeah, it's like pony hair or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Remember
so-
those pony hair Vans I got back in the day? The Vitzer cooked for me on accident.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, it was funny.
Those weren't the Toy Story collection. Were
No, they were
Okay.
the worst.
So yeah,
They were
for
like
sure.
they were like a Native American Indian tomahawk collection, like some crazy
that's
pony
right.
hair. Dude, they were weird.
Way
bro.
to cook,
They looked
Vitzer.
like moccasins. Yeah, Vitzer cooked it up.
Vitzer, I remember my first cook.
Shout out to Chef Vitzer.
Get out of here.
He cooked it up. He cooked me some pony-haired Vans.
He
Well,
did.
I didn't even want them. Charged my card $200. Then I filed the dispute and never sent the shoes back. Yeah, it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It was
That's
fire.
awesome.
So those came out obviously during All-Star Weekend down at the Social Status store. Michael Jordan was there. They did just drop on Sneakers app this morning, so we'll move along aside those. But the 720s, the Sunrise came out today, so that might be a shoe that you're interested in. But again, all I can tell you on the 720s, they're heavy, they're weird, they're bulky. Man, they feel strange.
I know, and
you
I felt Joey's that day, yeah.
Dude, on foot, it's even more different. But I did wear them for a full day, and they kind of broke in a little bit more. But they feel like the 720s, or the 270s, but obviously just that much more air bubble. They're strange.
Okay.
So I would try a pair if I were you, but man, it takes a full day to get out of those. So those came out today, and of course, obviously the Ultra Boost 2019s are hitting
Bunch of colors, right?
Yeah, they're almost turning into GRs now.
Yeah.
So they have I think like the Oreo or the Panda joints.
Do you
They
think
have-
this was... Sorry, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
And then they have kind of I don't know. I call those the Werther originals. Because they got that brown
Those
and
are
black.
not Werther's originals.
Maybe they're like
Werther's original, like a gold
know.
wrapper. It's like the Humidity Dunks are Werther's originals. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. That's what I think.
Oh,
But,
you're talking about maybe the actual color of the candy? How like the candy, not the package.
No,
Okay,
not the package.
I feel you there.
Kind of the candy. It looks like that
The
kind
word-
of that broken down
The nursing home
beige,
joints
milky,
where you can find Werther's Originals in abundance.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nice.
The milky kind of beige color on there. I'm not a fan at all. On
Honestly,
those.
they look like those coffee Ultra Boost to me. Those cappuccinos or those coffees
yeah.
or whatever they dropped.
For sure.
They look like
I didn't cop
no,
those.
they were 4.0s. Or who copped any 4.0s?
Yeah, so it looks like 2019 Ultra Boost. Way to go, GR Central. You know.
What I was going to ask, do you think this was a plan by them to flood these out like this, or is this a panic move? Like, oh shit, we just need to start dropping a bunch of colorways because we have these in the can, but people are not biting on the first few, so we really need to get some revenue going. Really need to get some sales going.
That's the thing. I think
Is that what they're doing?
They were biting on the first few because they did limited releases.
Yo,
so
you
I
think people they were selling out?
they were selling out.
Oh, shit,
And I think
I didn't
that
know
was
that.
their way of hyping it up.
Felt to me
and
like they were chilling.
And now they're just dumping them out for the average consumer. So I think, like all the shoe tubers got them, and they wanted to, the Foamer Simpsons, the Seth Fowlers, all those fools got them. And I think that's what Nike did with the 720s. And now you're just going to see those just everywhere, sitting on shelves, hanging out, nothing crazy. So, other than that, I think tomorrow you have a couple shoes that I think I'm not interested necessarily, but you have that the Nike Zoom Rookie Galaxy joints that come out tomorrow. And then for you, my friend, what do you know about the Dornbecker Nike SB Dunk Highs?
Gotta have them.
That come out.
Oh,
Gotta
we were
have
just
'em.
talking about that yesterday.
Dude,
Gotta have
these
them.
are so sick. Do you know the history
Got
of these?
to have
Let me give you a
them.
little history on these real quick. So this guy in 2012, Finnegan Mooney shared his bright personality and unstoppable heart on his Dunk High SB. So this young kid had more than 13 heart surgeries, dude.
Oh shit.
And that's why on the backside it says thump thump, i.e. for the heart, and then it has the heart on the side
cool,
with
man.
the arteries.
That's
Dude,
so cool.
This is such a cool story, and the Dornbeckers are always a cool story, dude, because these young kids are designing them based off of their elements and what's important to them. This shoe, however, though, I just love the way it's done. I love the translucent bottom that has the smiley face. It looks like you just stepped in paint. The thump thump on the back, the gold swoosh, the arteries, the heart, the Laney. Dude, the Laney colorways, dog. Like, this shoe is awesome. And for me to buy this from a heart purchase and from just a look purchase, I think it's a great shoe.
Dude, I love
You
the
got to
way
get this tomorrow.
I know.
You got to get this shoe.
If somebody gets these in the 12, holler at the kid, man.
Dude,
I'll pay you a little extra.
these guys,
whatever you need.
This pair shits on the trumpet dunks.
Right.
This
oh,
pair
for sure.
absolutely shits
yeah.
on the trumpets, dog.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love this pair.
Well, dude, ever since I forgot who it was. Sorry, I apologize. Hit us in the comments and said, "Yo, TTF, you don't want these trumpet dunks. They look like they were cheaply spray painted. The bow tie looks like shit. Everything look.
Yeah, something was wearing off or something.
Yeah, they just told me they weren't good quality. So I've shifted away from the humidity dunks. They got out of my price range. Remember? That was like such a funny thing. It's been an ongoing thing since we started the cast. But yeah, they got out of my price range. For two, quality. People talking about quality issues. I just don't think I need them. These I need. I love the baseball kind of stitching on the swooshes, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
What
That
about
is
the
so
music notes
sick.
on the bottom?
Of the humidity trumpet dunks?
No, these.
These have music notes?
Yeah, they have music notes on the bottom.
Are you sure?
I don't
Yeah.
see. I only see one. They look smiley face and stepped in paint.
Are those
Where?
music notes? I guess they kind of look like a bass note clef note.
JJ, give me some, dog.
Are those
Look
music?
at that,
Those
bro.
look like music notes, I guess.
That's music notes, bro. Give JJ a shot for that. Nice job. I'm confused. The shot's good or bad? I don't know. I give shots for when it's a good thing. I'm giving a shot. When someone needs to get killed, I'm giving a shot. No, dude, that is sick, and they do look like music notes to me. I totally see it. I don't know if that's intentional.
These are your new trumpets, man.
Dude, do you see anything? I'm not reading anything about that they are music notes or anything symbolizing
it
that.
just looks like
But it totally does look like it on the bottom. What do you think, Dallas?
Was this kid a musician?
Are you seeing anything about music notes, and do you think they're music notes? If not,
I do not think they're music notes.
Mm.
Here's what I'm sorry. I'm in this like
You're in the zone.
I'm in the zone.
Should we cut the cast off so you can read?
I'm out.
Me and JJ will
I'm outta here.
will continue
You guys
along.
finish
Let
it
us
up.
know when you want to punch back in. I'll go ahead and turn your mic down.
Here's what I
You can
see.
read.
To finish the shoe off, his thumbprint graces the bottom of the
I
sole
see that
to
with the
represent
smiley.
him giving the parents 2 thumbs up after each heart surgery. He received a pacemaker. Now a high school junior, he plays golf and continues to help other kids as a counselor in training at Mary's Heart Camp. In Finn's words, the freestyle program is all about giving back. I don't know if they're music notes.
I don't see anything
what
about music
else
notes,
would
dude.
those be?
But I'm with you, JJ. I have no idea, dude. And you know what though? Until you pointed it out, I was more focused on the thumbprint and more focused on the smiley face.
Yeah.
On the ball of the foot, rather than the heel. I wasn't looking at the heel at all. To me, it just looked like some accents. But now that I look at it closely, dude, those are purely
music notes.
Music
Even one
notes,
of them
dog.
has a tail.
There's a treble clef. There's a double. Like,
dude, how
Is
are
that
those not music notes?
Definitely no bass clef.
what do you guys think in the comments, man? You're looking at these the Dornbecker freestyle dunks, Finn's dunks, they're calling them. Let me know what you guys think. You think they're music notes on the bottom? And also, if you get a 12 and you don't want them, man, hit the kid up.
Yeah,
I'll take care of you.
Dude.
We'll work it
These are
out. We'll do what we got to do. Just don't crush me on the pricing. But
Resale.
Yeah, I think that's a great shoe. But
Are
aside,
these going to have resale?
oh, dude, they're going to be
absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they'll have resale.
Are these going for a G after?
Not after,
No,
but
not a G.
no.
No,
They'll
not
have
a G.
resale though.
I think they'll fall between somewhere around 350-ish.
Oh, that's
350, 400 is what I would think.
Yeah, for a shoe that's $120, it's still great profit for a reseller, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm cool paying $350
yeah,
if
because
I need to.
the retail on them is 120. So the only
Gotta
other
have 'em
shoe
though, bro.
that we're not interested, obviously, the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 salts
Eek.
come out the 23rd. Obviously, a pass for us. Not, don't need it.
Dude, I can't stop staring at the shoe, and now the music note thing even has got me a little more. These, it's crazy because a couple people hit me up like, "Yo, did you see these that the shoe surgeon did for the Warriors? Those
Yeah.
Jordan 1s," and we talked about it this morning. They have
Sick,
crazy laces.
yeah.
These, in a weird way, have. It's probably just the colors and the silhouette is similar to a Jordan 1. So these, in a weird way, kind of look like that, like those the ones the shoe surgeon did. Not fully, but just they resemble a little bit with the Golden State kind of colors and stuff there. Obviously, minus the red. But dude, the cross stitch in the heel of blue and yellow, did you see that on the back of the heel cup?
I did, yeah.
That is super, super sick too. There's just so many dope things about this shoe, man. That's one I want. You know what I'm disappointed about?
What's that?
The Jordan 1 Blue Chill is already women's release. Why are the women getting all the dope releases this year? Like these Jordan 4s, the Air Jordan 4 splatters?
Oh, those
are
are
sick. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so jelly.
Dude, and it looks like these Dornbeckers are a drawing. And I think the foam posits this morning that released were also a drawing. So,
You have to get lucky.
man,
I'm going to be paying resale.
we're going to have to give it lucky.
We're going to be paying resale. If anyone, like I said, if you guys get lucky in a 12,
Does
holler at the kid.
Does JJ have a sneakers account?
Jay, did you have sneakers?
No.
Let's get him one today.
Yeah, let's get him one, please.
I have.
JJ, you're going to buy them and I'm going to pay you for them.
Oh,
fine.
okay, that makes sense.
I remember my first
And
time.
you're going to make a little money. I'm going to break you off a little extra.
Yeah.
For sure.
So set up a sneakers account.
Yep.
Ah,
Make an investment.
Yep.
This is an investment.
I got you.
All right.
You got to invest in the cast, JJ.
I know.
You got to step up someday and just be like, you know
I
what?
spend 8 hours of my week every week to edit the podcast.
What is going on? Do you guys hear that?
That's you, man.
Oh, it's coming out of my laptop? Sorry. My fault. What is? Oh, it's a news site. I refreshed this page and it popped up. Sorry.
So that's kind of what I got for sneakers. You want to talk a little bit about Supreme by chance?
Yes, dude. I wanted to look at
Week 1 or week 0?
Week 0, yeah.
As they call it?
They call it week 0.
Week 0.
Dude, there's a ton of shit. Are we sure this is all week 0?
Yeah.
You got the skateboard decks. You
It
got the
should be.
padlock.
Because
you got,
this dropped today in stores.
Right.
So this should be it.
and then when all this stuff is dropping online next Thursday?
Monday.
No,
Oh,
Monday.
it's Monday.
And
They're
then-
doing a Monday drop and then they go back to the Thursdays.
Interesting.
Yeah, man.
Also, okay, so we got to be ready on Monday.
Yeah.
We're in here for the cast, and we got to have our
We gotta be
our shit ready.
focused.
What are you wanting out of week 1? Is there anything you're like, got to have it, going for it big time?
Before you
Any of
start with that,
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
free gift is a shower cap.
What?
It
Yes.
Is there a
Dude,
picture
if,
of that?
If you scroll halfway down, you'll see it. Scroll, not even halfway.
It's a really, really shitty photo.
Oh, wow, dude.
Scroll 3 sets
I
of
see it.
pictures down. Yeah.
Free gift, shower cap. Yeah, the photo's poop. The cap is poop. That's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's the free gift. I'd rather have the bouncy ball.
Dude, you know what it
Rather have
reminds
the
me
poppy
of?
seeds.
Dude, did you
What?
ever have Cinnaburst gum
Oh, hell yeah.
where you actually chewed on the wrapper?
Yes.
That's what it looks
That's
like.
exactly what it looks
It
like.
looks like the Cinnaburst
Why
wrapper.
were we Dude, why were we chewing on the wrapper?
Because people told us to.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, you should do that. I'm like, why? I'd rather chew on a piece of gum. They're like, oh, but it's the same, bro. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a wrapper.
It tasted like cinnamon for 3 seconds, and I started tasting paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
What about Big Red gum? Did you ever lick the inside of it and stick it to your forehead and see who could last longest because it would burn?
No.
Oh yeah, dude, it would leave like a crazy red rectangle mark on your forehead, and it would just burn the shit out of you, dude.
Do you? That's interesting. Check it out. You know where my head just went to that?
What?
Is that where the original Supreme box logo came from?
Oh yeah, dude. Someone probably did a big red burn mark on their forehead, created a box logo. Someone's like, dude, that would be tight if it was Supreme inside.
That's where the OG
That's where it
box
came-
logo came
Yep.
from.
They just stole it from an artist.
I like our story better.
Our store's way better.
You got to.
I like that. Thanks for
Take
sharing.
that L on the way out.
That's for JJ.
All right. So what do I want out of
Speak
week
of the truth here.
out of week 0?
We don't want the truth. We want great stories. We want good content.
Good content.
Trying to go for the content.
Okay, and
Content's
then another
king around
thing,
here.
I have never seen them, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I've never seen them drop this many hats in my life. Like, there's multiple styles of hats and beanies and bucket hats.
Yeah, dude.
Like, are you serious?
I'm with you. I don't know if you're wrong, but I'm with you. There's a ton of hats, dude. And this is only just this week.
Yeah.
Like, there's
I
a ton
can't
of hats.
imagine
Did you see
what's-
the whole season?
Yeah.
There's a stupid amount of hats, dude. Stupid amount. I mean, everything from bucket to snapbacks to fitteds to freaking
beanies.
beanies. What are those little Italian cycling hat? Like, looks like you're in Tour de France and shit. Dude.
Look like your lamp.
Yeah.
Dude, I think my favorite one, so hats, let's start there. The signature script logo camp cap. So that is the one that has Supreme logo blasted all over it, and it's in a kind of like a 90s font. Like, you know when you saw the word rad in the 90s, that is the actual type of style on there. And I think it's super dope, man.
On the hat?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see
Here.
him. Oh, yeah.
I think that's super dope, man. It's super loud, which
Very
is
bottom, yep.
which I'm a very kind of neutral kind of guy. But I just love that because it just takes me back to the 90s, which is, my favorite time.
I'm so particular with hats. There's a couple hats I'd be interested in, but I would never buy them. I don't buy hats online. I'm so particular with hats,
Dude,
the way they fit.
You and I are very particular. Like,
Yeah.
hats for you and I are harder to buy than like pants
Totally.
or shirts.
Yep.
Hats?
Shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vitzer too, dude. Vitzer's the same way. Vitzer, you and me, I think we all have similar heads to
Yeah.
where if they're too big, they're going down over your ears and
Correct.
shit, and they're fitting all weird. Like that's why I don't really mess with a lot of 5950s and a lot of the new era shit because they're just so damn big, dude.
Yeah.
It's like Fabulous wearing it over his do-rag in 02. Like
Yeah.
it just is not. I don't wear my hat like that anymore. So I'm just so particular with hats. Those actually look like they would fit a smaller head like mine, so it looked like it would fit nicely. But I still would have to probably go check it out somewhere at a resale shop.
Yeah, totally.
It would be me. What I'm going for this week, dude, I really, man,
That lighter holster, man.
I like the lighter holster. I like that, but I want the Zippo later on in the season. So I'm going to go for the Zippo, I think. I don't know
What
that
about the
I...
dish towels you were talking about.
The dish towels, I was just fucking around.
Oh, really?
I wasn't getting it for my girl. That's rude, though, huh?
Just a little bit.
Here you go. Here's some dish towels where you belong in the kitchen, woman. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a bad gift. That's doing a terrible job. It's not doing... Robin gets Dallas Uggs. I'm buying dish towels. Yeah, it's terrible. The Supreme puffy coat. I really wanted that at first, and now I think I'm kind of backing off. The bonded logo puffy jacket where it's got Supreme stamped into it.
Yeah.
I thought that was really dope, and then I was like, I don't like how it's a little too puffy for me. I want the Supreme duffel, and I've always wanted a Supreme duffel, but then I have a same reason I have with a Louis duffel or something. I have a fear that it's just a target for my shit when I travel.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm like, I don't know if I really want that.
Like getting that $5,000 suitcase.
I think
that
the Louis duffel-
Supreme on it.
Well, I think they'd be fine because I'd just be carrying it on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I'd be cool with it. So I would like the one of the Supreme duffels, probably just the black one or the red one.
Yeah.
I would probably cop one of those this week. I'd go for that, and I would go for. I think that's really like all from this week that I'm like super geeked on.
What about that Shears hoodie?
No,
I thought were bolt
no.
cutters.
Yeah, the Brutus the Barber Beefcake hoodie with the shears. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I do.
You
I
going
do.
for that? You're a Brutus Beefcake fan?
No, you know which one I like? I actually like the hoodie, the apple hooded sweatshirt. Take a look at that for me.
How far down?
About halfway down. So here, you can just look at mine.
Oh, yeah.
So
simplistic.
It's got this simple, like, and I love the gray with the simple green apple on it. Very simple, very easy. Again, very neutral, very wearable. And, you know, for me, a lot of Supreme stuff isn't wearable because it's just so loud and the colors. I mess with that hoodie for sure. I try to get that, and I think that's going to be pretty hyped. I think the puffy jacket that you have just talked yourself out is going to be pretty hyped.
I just don't want to go through the pain to get it because I don't really want it that bad. Initially, I was more hyped on it, but not that bad. I think the only thing I'm really going for is the duffel, dog. I think the duffel. I could see you with the Toy Uzi pillow.
Yeah, I might get that. I love accessories.
The Apple hoodie, I would honestly be more into it if it was if they would have done a collab with the egg that broke the record on Instagram. Yeah. Kylie Jenner's egg. They would have done a little egg collab instead of the Apple.
That'd been
what are they doing? Fire. Supreme, hire your boy.
The middle finger to the world tee. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Very white, and it just has a little box that says middle finger to the world tee at the bottom. Easy to wear. I like that shirt. That's probably not going to be that.
I don't like that message. I don't think I need to be giving the world the middle finger. I think I should start embracing people. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and not be such an asshole in 2019.
Oh, fair
I'm
enough.
trying to grow. Trying to get a little better. I don't need to give the world the middle finger. What
about that red rum baseball jersey?
That's kind of funny. I don't get it. I don't know what's the story behind it. I obviously know red rum, you know, that whole
say it 3 times
in the mirror and all that stuff. Yeah, why did they do a baseball jersey though? Do you have any idea about that?
I have no idea.
Any details? Someone could let us know in the comments. We're idiots. We don't always get everything right. We don't know everything.
Unfortunately.
Anything more? You guys want to hit on Supreme? You guys cool on that?
No.
Move along.
I hope you get your shower cap.
That's the worst. Shower cap. All right, so let's are we cool with sneakers, fashion, all that stuff?
Good with it.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the Antonio. You want to go Antonio Brown or Colin Kaepernick first?
Let's go Antonio.
All right, man. So Antonio Brown, if you guys know the situation or some of the backstory, we can kind of run down a little bit of that, and I'll get your thoughts as kind of we go down the list with the reports. So we'll start from December, dude. I mean, we know what happened. He didn't play in the game. He decided not to come out, or he decided to not play the last week. He stood on the sidelines until halftime with his teammates. Then he jetted out again and left. And then all of a sudden, at the end of December, I think it was New Year's Eve, to be honest with you. Damn it, I got to
take that L on the way out.
I just did JJ style. The more I'm hanging out with you, JJ, the more I've been doing that, to be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
If I'm going to be honest. Let me be honest.
Let me be honest here.
The more I sit with this man every day, so now your crappy vernacular is starting to rub off on me.
Bad.
Gosh, why would I ever say to be honest?
I'm trying to stop it.
I'm always being honest with you. Why would I say that? Gosh, I'm so annoyed at myself right now.
Yeah,
give me a
hey,
shot.
Just add everything and everything
and everything
and everything could be perfect.
So to be honest with you and everything. Damn, I'm killing myself here. All right, so George Kittle hits him up. Yeah. So those tweets start at the end of December. Then you get into January. January 10th, President Art Rooney, Steelers president, he comes out and actually comments on the situation, has a little bit of, basically just says, we're going to look at all the options on the table, says we're not going to release him. That's not on the table. Mm-hmm. But I will say that anything else, all the other options are out there. We'll explore the options. That was on the 10th. Then your boy Jerry Rice gets involved on the 14th of January. Yep. He comes in, says Antonio Brown, or he badly wants Antonio Brown to come to the Niners. So he's advocating. I bet your boy Pena is very pumped at this point.
He needs him.
He's excited. You know, your boy JR over here coming through, wants advocating for him to come through. Then January 21st, Mike Garafolo of NFL Network says there's no sense in the Niners. There's no sense the Niners are in strong pursuit of Brown. So he's saying that their reports are kind of false. His sources he's talking to saying the Niners aren't really pursuing Brown that heavy. Mm-hmm. Shanahan comments with no comment. Yeah. So he comes in. So that doesn't open anything up for us.
Right.
Then Brown posts a Photoshop photo of himself on the 25th of January hugging Jerry Rice in a Niners jersey. So it basically looks like an embrace that him and Rice had at one point where he's probably obviously wearing Steeler gear. Totally. And they photoshopped it where he's wearing Niner gear and him and Rice are kind of having this embrace in the photo. So you got that going on. That was on the 25th of January. Then you have January 28th, Rice coming back in again, offering to mentor Antonio Brown if he comes to the Niners. So Garafolo of NFL Network saying that there's no There's nothing to see here.
No connections, nothing.
You're full of shit. There's a lot of smoke here. And where
Yeah.
there's smoke, there's fire. I think, especially, why would Kyle Shanahan come out and say no comment too? He's, there's something brewing here.
Yeah.
There's something going on with the 49ers. Now, I don't know if that's the inevitable landing spot for him, but I don't think you can say the Niners are out of the convo.
Right.
So February 1st.
I think they're at the top of the convo.
Right.
Still to this day.
Yeah. February 1st, Brown comes out and says all options are on the table. Basically says that, this is around Super Bowl week. So February 1st is what? Friday. Super Bowl was the 3rd or 4th, something like that.
Something like that.
Somewhere around that time, Brown comes out. I think people understand that football's a job. You can't miss it or not show up. They'll take your check. Talked about a lot of communication issues, a lot of things he was unhappy with in the Steelers, said he's going to explore all the options. Then February 12th, Brown seemingly says goodbye to Steeler Nation.
Yep.
Tweets out, thank you, Steeler Nation. Been a big 9 years. Time to move forward. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Now, before I get into the latest tweets and him saying he wants to have a little Q&A on Twitter, saying he's going to answer 10 questions, and I don't think he got through 5. I think he got through 5 or 6 maybe. What are your thoughts on all this? What do you think? Do you think the Niners are in play? Do you have a different team that you think he goes to? Where do you come out on this?
I think right now, yes, I think the Niners, especially having somebody as big as Jerry Rice as either a mentorship. Jerry Rice helps out that franchise quite a bit and has, arguably the best receiver of all time, or at least one of them. That's a lot coming from him. Now, what I would say is, so I think the 49ers have a great chance of picking him up. We can get into numbers here in a little bit, but I also think the Packers. I think the Packers have a really good chance of possibly landing an Antonio Brown.
I was thinking them too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think that would be great, and we can get into that. But those are kind of my two teams that I think are on the biggest two teams on the radar. For Brown and for the situation, and that could probably give the most because as we know, and we haven't got into it really that far yet, but the Steelers aren't backing down. Okay, what they can expect, I believe, or what you can expect, is the Steelers are at least trying to get a first-round draft pick and then whatever compensation necessary. So the Steelers aren't going to back down on this. I think they're going to hold. They're going to hold on whatever they need to make this deal make sense. But they're not trying to take an L in this situation. Especially with the whole Le'Veon Bell thing that's come up here in the last couple of days. But we don't need to get into that yet. Where's your take? What two teams?
I'm with you. I think the Packers
Okay.
Could be a definite landing spot for him. I think it would be in the Colts' best interest. Honestly, it would be in the Colts' interest to do him to sign him or Le'Veon Bell.
I see the Colts signing Le'Veon Bell before
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I do.
Why? You think Luck's pumped with an old T.Y. Hilton and Zach Pascal over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
got to get him some weapons, dude. They finally bolstered the offensive line.
They did.
They finally got him an offensive line there. Running game could use help.
Sure.
But I also don't think you need to pay $16 million a year for a running back in the NFL. Yeah. It's been proven time and time again, even by the guy's replacement, James Conner.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay that guy. So I know this isn't about Le'Veon Bell, but did you see he wants $42 million deal, like $16 million a year.
Yeah.
So for a running back?
Yeah.
I know he's good, dog, but
how many elite years does he really have?
Right.
Can he fulfill a 4-year contract? I don't think so with elite status.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to add with the Packers, I think they're one of the only other teams with multiple 2019 first-round picks. Okay, so I think that is why, because if we look at the Steelers and what they said, Rooney says, hey, we're not backing down. We're going to get what we want out of this deal. And I think the Packers can offer that. I believe they own the 12th and 30th pick selections.
Okay.
So the one problem with the Packers, though, is how they structure veteran contracts, just like Pittsburgh. So the only really guaranteed money is a signing bonus. So the loan exception is, of course, Aaron Rodgers from that case. So I think the Packers probably are one of the two teams. It may be the 49ers, but the Packers have the most to give, if you ask me.
So just looking into it, like I said, the Colts, that's my number one choice. The Colts have $107 million.
Right. And they have the 26th overall pick.
Right.
In the draft.
General manager Chris Ballard, like I said, finally fixed up the offensive line. They've done well since they brought him in. Frank Reich, new coach there, cultivating the locker room, did a great job in year one, had him in the playoffs. A lot better than what we've seen from the Colts since Luck has been there, dog. It's really been
100%
a letdown since they've had him. They have not treated him like a franchise guy at all, dude.
Yeah.
They haven't put a good line in front of him. They have put big time weapons around him. They've done you're bringing in Frank Gore. You know what I mean?
Great.
Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. Oh, and not to mention the salary cap around 110 mil.
Yeah, right. Also, the Colts have an extra second-round pick that they traded from Sam Darnold last year.
Right, you are.
So that's the direction I would. Now, I'd rather see him in the NFC. Being a Bronco fan, I don't want to face this guy anymore. Not that we have to have him. Definitely not in division. I don't think any of the. Well, could you see the Raiders going after him? I was going to say I don't see any of the AFC West teams doing stuff, but John Gruden's nuts.
No, I would say the Bills over the Raiders.
Okay.
And the reason I say the Bills is because obviously the lack of weapons in their passing game, and they should have around 80 mil of cap space.
What about Seattle? You see them as a player at all?
Oh,
that's tough, right?
I think they're pretty locked in on
Pete
Baldwin.
Carroll loves to trade.
I know, but
he loves to trade. He's a trade guy.
He loves Baldwin. They love Baldwin down there, and Lockett, man, had a hell of a season. I think Lockett probably had his best season thus far last year.
I know, but Baldwin is coming off his least productive season.
Correct.
So that's kind of
and then you get back into the trading that he loves to do. I would agree.
But you've got to remember Seattle too. Russell Wilson's deal's coming up. I think this is the last year of his deal because remember he only signed a 3-year deal, dude.
I thought he did a 4.
3 or 4, something small, but this is the last year of it.
Okay.
He's going into the last year of his deal. So I wouldn't be
right.
surprised if they try to either lock him down in the offseason. Or this offseason before the season starts.
Yeah.
If they do that, then I'd say go get Brown. If you don't do that, you got to handle that first. That should be priority number one. Get Russell Wilson locked up, whatever you've got to do.
Totally.
So that's kind of I like the fit for Seattle, but I think they got to iron out Russell Wilson first before you can even talk about Brown or anything else.
Do you see
Steelers off limits?
What's that?
Steelers just completely off limits, totally ready. There's no chance. What do you think there?
No chance.
No, 0%.
With this last meeting with the Rooney family and obviously Mr. Rooney himself, no chance at this point. No chance.
Gotcha.
I don't believe. So
I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah,
I think they tweeted out they're both ready to move on.
Yeah.
Well,
now here's one concern I have for the Steelers though. So if that is the case, that they're definitely moving on. How worried and concerned do you think they are of Brown making more personal mistakes and ruining the possibility of the Steelers maximizing profits or draft picks for Brown based off of his stupid antics?
How worried are the Steelers right now before they get rid of him?
Yeah.
I think it's a concern.
Hell yeah,
I think it's got to be a
It's
concern.
a big concern.
Yeah. The way he's acted. I mean, this guy's calling himself Mr. Big Chest now. Did you see that?
Changing his name and everything.
At first, I thought I didn't know if he said Mr. Big Check or Mr. Big Chest.
It was chest.
And then I was like, maybe he's Mr. Big Chest. Maybe the guy's got a couple pawns. He's trying to make some moves.
Dude, it was straight.
He's Mr. Big Chest.
It was like the deodorant spray. Chits to pesty. Chits to pits to chesty.
Double.
Yeah, sorry.
Chits to pesty. He said chits to pesty 3 different times.
Yeah. JJ, you're rubbing off on me too, man. You should take a couple days
You're
off.
getting dyslexic a little bit.
JJ
The
should take a couple
dyslexia
days
is
off.
setting in. It's double pits to chesty
Double
is what you were
pits
looking for.
to chesty.
It's the Axe commercial.
Hell yeah,
If you're
that's
unfamiliar, little promo they did during the X Games a few years ago.
Look
Guy
it
went
up.
up on the skateboard in the air, did double pits to chesty with the Axe spray.
That's so sick.
That's what Dallas is referring to
I
there.
was. I just couldn't say pits to chesty.
Yeah, chits to pesty.
Chits to.
Double chits to pesty, dude. Oh, it's too good.
It's too much.
So check this out. The financial ramifications of the Brown trade. Did you see all that shit?
Yep.
Did you look up the financials? Dude, Brown signed a 4-year deal for $68 million just in February of 2017. 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago, he signed a 4-year deal. So we're halfway through that deal. It was only $19 million guaranteed, though. Doesn't that kind of shock you? I thought it would be more guaranteed money. I thought you'd be at least in the 30s.
I'd be curious. What was Odell Beckham? What was his guarantee?
Ooh, great question. Look that up while I'm reading these. Look that up real quick. Okay, so he signed a 2-year deal or a 4-year deal, 2017, $19 million of it guaranteed. The Steelers already restructured his deal last March by converting $12.96 million of his 2018 salary into a bonus to create salary cap room. So they've already been trying to move stuff around, just like the Patriots do with Tom Brady. Yeah. A lot of people look at Tom Brady, and if you look at his contract, he's like the 15th highest paid quarterback in the league, which is not shit. It's Tom Brady. He should be top 5, but he's not on the payroll because that's exactly what the Patriots do. They pay him less salary, so he has less of a cap hit, so they can go get better players, and then they restructure and roll extra parts of his salary in as a bonus.
Yep.
So that way his cap hit is less.
So it sounds like they're willing to probably eat upwards of $2.53 million.
Right.
Is what the math is.
So check it out here. He's got 3 years left on the deal,
Okay.
$38.925 million, so almost $39 million owed to him.
Okay.
None of the money guaranteed.
Wow.
He's scheduled to make 15 this year, 2019,
Okay.
which includes a $2.5 million roster bonus
Okay.
if he's on the roster. So obviously he's going to lose that if he's not on the roster.
Yeah.
But then in 2020 and 2021, his salaries are 11.3 million and then 12.5. So he currently has the largest cap number out of all receivers in the NFL. He's hitting your cap for 22 million every year. That's a huge hit for a one wide receiver, bro.
Yeah.
And we know in Denver all about overpaying wide receivers.
Sure.
We overpaid Demarius for years, finally cut him last year. We've been overpaying Sanders a little bit, in my opinion. Well, you know what? I don't want to say we're overpaying Sanders. I think we're giving Sanders what he deserves. This year, after him coming off the Achilles injury, if we don't get him to restructure, it's going to be overpaying Sanders.
And if he would have not had the Achilles, we were going to have to overpay him.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
31-year-old wide receiver.
Let me give you a little something here. Check this out. So, yes, when you go into Antonio Brown and his guaranteed money, check this out. Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
$90 million extension worth as much as $95 million through salary escalators.
With
that
bonuses,
being
yeah.
said, $65 million in overall guarantees is the most ever. Now, $40.95 million was fully guaranteed at signing.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
40 mil guaranteed at signing, huh?
Almost 41
Crazy.
mil. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just to throw some money out there.
So, well, here's the thing. Well, I guess when you're talking this much money, it's like, what's $8 million? Right. But if you think about it, Antonio Brown got the 19 mil guaranteed, and then he got 12.96. So basically another 13 million in bonus money because of the restructure.
Sure.
So that way it wasn't as huge of a cap hit. So he technically has received $32 million of that money. So it's $8 million less than Odell.
Well, which Odell is 41 guaranteed, and then another $5 million roughly in escalators.
And I think the Giants
we're talking damn near 50 mil.
I think the Giants, if they had to do it over again, they'd tell you they made a mistake.
Yeah.
They made a mistake paying him that much money. I think they tried to say, hey, man, shut the fuck up. We'll give you the money. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
And they wanted him to they just tried to make it go away.
Yeah.
And then when they paid him the money, they realized he's still Odell and he's not going anywhere.
Oh my God, he's still fighting with fans.
Right. He's not shutting up at all. He's still fighting with kicking nets. Yeah. This guy, I think if they had the opportunity this year, they would trade him. If they could find a good partner and get back something they deemed close, they would trade him, dude. I think they know they made a mistake.
I think so too.
You have a declining quarterback and you pay a wide receiver that much money. What's he doing for you if you don't have someone to get him the ball?
Dude, his guaranteed money
was probably the dumbest signing for a wide receiver I've seen in I can't even think of a dumber
His
one.
guaranteed money is half of the Bills' salary cap.
Right.
$80 million.
Right. So you're going to pay a wide receiver this much money who's just standing outside. He's standing outside the hashes, and he's useless unless you have someone under center that can get it to him. You have a declining quarterback who you're probably going to push out here within the next year.
Or two, yeah.
I bet you, my prediction is they draft Dwayne Haskins this year in the top 10. They take Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. They put him behind Eli. Dwayne's your guy next year. Eli's going to be there this year. They move Dwayne in. That's what I think is going to happen. Just way early mock draft. What I think, looking at the picks and where teams are slotted and where they're picking, who's going to be available, I think they go Dwayne Haskins. He fits in New York. He's a big arm quarterback. He's not, regardless of what Stephen A. Smith said. You see, he called him a running quarterback the other day?
I did see that.
Retarded.
He's not.
He's not a running quarterback. But you need to have a big arm. You need to be able to cut through the wind up there in MetLife in New York, and it's cold weather. And I think Dwayne fits them. I don't see another quarterback that fits New York as well as Dwayne Haskins. Yeah. So you're in a position where he's going to take a little bit of a learning curve. He's going to have to develop. So you're paying a receiver way more money than you should be for standing outside and catching a few balls while your quarterback develops. Is that a guy you need to be paying that much money to? Maybe you should be paying money to the offensive line who's going to protect that young quarterback. Yeah, maybe you should have worried about that.
They definitely need some work
over there. You guys are in rebuild mode. Why would you pay a receiver that much money when you're trying to rebuild? It just doesn't make sense, man. I get you didn't want to lose him. I get you wanted to shut him up.
I think that's what it is. They didn't want to lose him, and they just rushed to okay, we got you. Stay here.
Yeah. So stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think this Brown deal was really that bad. For what Brown was, they gave him $68 million for 4 years, $19 million guaranteed. That's a pretty good deal for the Steelers. I think they did well there. Yeah. It's not Odell. You know what I mean? It's not the mistake that the Giants did with Odell. Plus, you got Ben. Ben's still cool for a little while longer. He's not. He's on the way down, but I wouldn't say he's declining like Eli. It's night and day. Eli's a statue in the pocket. Ben's still making plays. You know.
Totally. Yeah.
So. That's kind of where I would say there, man. The Antonio Brown situation, I think those are some of the landing destinations. That's kind of the money and how the financials break down for the Steelers. It's going to be pretty interesting. Now, it's not the rest of this month isn't really going to be that interesting because the new league year doesn't start until March 13th. So that's when the Joe Flacco trade with the Broncos is going to take place. Yeah. That's when a lot of stuff that's been talked about in the offseason is actually going to take effect. I think you may hear some rumblings of stuff, but nothing's going to be concrete, and the negotiations really aren't going to fully heat up until the new league year takes effect.
I'd agree with that.
Do you think he's traded before or after the draft, though? Draft is in early, April. I don't know. Let me see. I'll look up the draft date.
Yeah, it's April 12th. I can't remember.
What do you think, though, before or after?
I think Brown will be traded before
April 25th, so end of April.
I believe before.
Basically, a little over 2 months from now.
I believe this will happen in March.
Oh yeah, he's done, huh?
I believe
he's on his new team.
I believe
by the end of March.
I believe in March.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's that. You want to put a bet on it?
No. I think you might be right. I think you definitely want to try to get your picks before this draft.
Yeah. And give your whole system time to know what you have, what you want, and what's upcoming.
I could see a scenario where he's moved during the draft though too. I could see him on draft day. Something
That's
happening.
my other thing.
Yeah.
If he's not, he's moved during the draft. I bet.
Wouldn't that be freaking
Hell
exciting?
That'd be sweet.
Where's you know where the draft is at this year?
Isn't it in Tennessee?
Let me see.
Tennessee.
I don't know. I'm looking it up, but I don't even know where it's located. I just know Vegas is next year. Yeah, that's what matters.
I think it's Tennessee for some odd reason.
Down there, huh? Nashville, Tennessee.
Is it?
As your boy Young Buck would say.
Is it Nashville, Tennessee?
JJ, are you doing some research right now?
JJ, where you at, man?
I'm sorry, I'm working on few other.
Oh, you're working on some other things. That's fine, JJ. No problem. I got the research. Nashville, Tennessee. Give me some, Dal.
Nice
job. Give you a shot for that. Oh, whoops, my bad, Dal.
Don't give me the bicycle card flip.
All right, I give you some applause too.
All right.
Give you all the bicycle card.
The bicycle card flip. Don't need it.
Cool. So let's move into Colin Kaepernick really quickly, and then we'll finish up with YouTube comments here. The Kaepernick situation. How do you feel on this now that he's settled with the NFL, settling the collusion case? Where do you come out? What are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts? Do you even care? I know there are people that do. I know there are people like, I'm over it.
What was that settlement? Was that 80 mil?
I don't think they've come out with officials. Have you seen officials?
No, it's been like
because they're signing NDAs,
80, and then I've seen like 400 to 500 million. So,
no way.
Yeah, I saw.
These are all rumors.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be closer to 80 mil, somewhere give or take, plus or minus that. I think is probably where it's gonna fall. But I'm glad. I'm glad we have an answer. I'm glad we've settled. I'm glad we can kind of move on.
How much do you think he said?
80.
See, and I've heard anything from 5 to 10 million upwards of 50 to 60. So I didn't hear no 500.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Maybe I saw like 40 to 50.
Probably dyslexic a little, yeah. Probably a little.
Just added an extra zero.
Just carried the one where you shouldn't have there. No big deal.
How many ones did you carry?
Right. But I think. Sorry, I'll let you finish your take. Sorry.
Yeah, so no, I'm happy. I'm happy that we have some end in sight to this. This has been ongoing for quite some time. I do believe that Kaepernick was blackballed in certain ways. I do believe that his antics, and I don't want to call them antics because that sounds like a bad word, but in this case, they were antics, but they were something that he stood for, and I agree with. But did that get him blackballed? Did some owners, not like that? Sure. But again, I go back to it again. The return on investment just wasn't there. We haven't seen what we need for him to invest into the issues that could come up and that will come up. And look, see, we shouldn't have done it. Look how much you paid. I just don't think it was there. The decision wasn't easy enough to make based off of what they saw. So, but I am glad to see the end is in sight. They've come to an agreement. I don't want anybody fighting this long for what could have been actually happening. So I'm glad there's an end in sight.
I don't understand it. I guess I'm just confused. I don't understand what was he advocating so hard for? If you're going to settle, if you're not, if you would have came to me a couple months ago and said, hey, do you think Colin Kaepernick and the NFL just settle on this? And
you would have said absolutely not.
No way, dude. I would have said no. Kaepernick's taking this to the bitter end. This is what he's doing. This is the whole point.
If he would have settled, he would have settled a year or 2 years ago. Right?
I don't I'm like I said, I'm just very confused. Yeah. Maybe someone can explain it to me, but it seemed to me like this is a man that really wanted to use his platform and as an activist
and was using
and accomplish something. It felt like he wanted to really accomplish something, and it felt like that was what it was about. Regardless of a lot of people were saying other things and there was a lot of other noise, now it doesn't look like it was about that. It doesn't really look like it was about supporting black culture or supporting inequality, or it looks like it was about money. Does that make sense? That's just me looking at it from the outside in. I'm like, dog, if you were really wanting people to see stuff in a different light, why didn't you continue to battle? Why did you just settle, take a big check and get paid off? Like, it's almost the equivalent of snitching. It just feels weird. It feels like it's like.
Or do you feel like he kind of threw in the white flag?
That's what it feels like to me.
He kind of surrendered a little bit?
It feels like that. Why did you take it this far if you weren't planning on taking it to the finish line?
Yeah.
It's like you ran the whole marathon and just stopped at 20 miles in. You're like, I'm cool with 20. I'm going to finish at 20. I'm not going to do 26.2 or whatever marathon is.
I can see that. I see that perspective. So
I'm just confused.
And I don't know if it's about money more than just maybe having the chance back in the league. But again, that goes against kind of what he stood for so long. So, hell, you're confusing me.
What did I do?
Well, you just spun it a different way than what I thought. I kind of thought like, hey, this is a victory. He proved his point. He withstood the times, and he stayed out of the league for a certain amount of time. And
his reward is a $60,000 check.
60,000.
60 million.
60 million.
But I don't think it was money. I think it was him trying to say, hey, I proved my point. I got my money, and now let me try to get in this league. But now that you've spun it that way, I'm kind of like, well, I thought the point was bigger. I thought it was bigger.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I thought it was bigger. Yeah.
You're kind of changing me here.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Okay.
I agree.
All right.
And I didn't really think of that. I thought like, okay, hey, I proved my point. I advocated for my rights, and now I can get back into the league. I can get my money, and I can maybe play for a team now that does want me. And I kind of got the best of both worlds. But I think you're kind of right. I think
there's no way he's never coming back to the NFL.
Yeah.
There is no way. There's no way. After him settling this case, it's settled, dog. It's over. His career's over. He's done. He's settled.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. And that just speaks to what I've been saying this whole time. This man does not want to play football. What do you guys not understand? All of his actions, regardless of what he's saying, look at the actions. I could sit here and lie to you all fucking day. Look at what I do. That's what matters. Me talking doesn't mean anything to you. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with him, guys. Look at the actions. This man is not taking the actions to be back in the league. If you really wanted to play football, you would go sign with the AAF. You would sign with the XFL. You would go up to Canada and show that you're still killing it, that you're still in shape, that you are the player that everyone thinks you could be.
Prove those owners that the return on investment is there.
Or if you don't want to do that, you take this to the very end, and then you come back in the league at that point. Yeah. You make the league stretch it out, and you take it to the finish line, and then you come back in. Now you settled with the league. Mm-hmm. They've looked at this as, okay, we're done. The settlement, it's over. And now I think other teams look at that too. It's over. It's done. There's no team is going to reach out to him now and say, hey man, come be our backup. And he's not going to do that either. And the amount of teams that would even be able to offer the guy a backup job because of his skill set and the way he plays. Carolina, Seattle, maybe Pittsburgh, just because you've seen guys like Dennis Dodd and Michael Vick be behind Ben Roethlisberger and still run. It's more similar quarterbacks to Colin Kaepernick. Ben used to scramble a little bit more. So maybe you could see Pittsburgh.
Can't see him with Benny and the Jets?
No. Sam Darnold? No. How does he fit that system?
Yeah, he doesn't. You'd
have to. That's my point. If a team takes a chance on Colin Kaepernick, you need to already be running a RPO system. Mm-hmm. He's an RPO quarterback. Don't put the guy. Why would you bring him in as a backup to here in Denver to Joe Flacco? Pointless. Yeah. Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, great opportunity. You can go there, runs the system already, but it's clear he doesn't want to play football. He doesn't want to be back in the league, or he would try to be back in the league. He would try a little harder. to be back in the league. He would have taken this case to the end. He would have tried to play football somewhere else. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah.
Something doesn't make sense to me.
So you would have liked to seen him just continue and ride this out.
Ride it out, dude. And then if you're
really stand for
something, like you've been saying you're standing for. What were you kneeling for then? To get a bigger check?
He got paid off.
Right. So what does that do for your people? You've said
It's
you're
nothing.
trying to.
You're winning and everyone else is losing.
Right. You're not raising any awareness for inequality or any of that stuff. What about Eric Reed? He was he's in the same situation as Colin Kaepernick. They were on the same side, standing on the same side. He's back in the NFL. Why? Because he can still play. And he wants to play. Colin can't play anymore. And he knows he can't play anymore. And that's why he's not in the league. He's not even putting confidence in himself that he can play. He's not even telling anyone he can play. Did you hear he asked for $20 million from the AAF?
I did hear that, yeah.
$20 million because they knew he knew they wouldn't pay it.
Yeah.
He knew they wouldn't give it to him.
He turned him down and said, "This is what it'll cost to get me." And they're not going to pay that. They're not going to pay that.
Who is this guy? Like, I get it. You went to a Super Bowl, but you went to one Super Bowl under the tutelage of a great coach and under a system that probably got you there and a defense that probably got you there. So, I mean, I don't know, dog. I just don't. It leaves me more confused by it. Yeah. I would honestly like him to just settle and ride off into the wind. Dog. Yeah. You didn't stick up to your end of the bargain. You didn't do anything you said you were going to do. You didn't change anything. You freaking took a check and bailed out on everyone.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall from the Denver Broncos, linebacker, that guy put his money where his mouth is. Have you seen him? He kneeled, and that guy has done nothing but visit organizations here in Denver, promote organizations, donate money. He's been a super activist in the community, and I'm not saying Colin Kaepernick hasn't done anything because I know he has.
Because he definitely donated.
I know he's done. I know he's donated, and I know he's done some philanthropy. Mm-hmm. I'm just disappointed he didn't continue, and he quit. He bailed out at the end, dog. He quit. That's how I look at it. Yeah. And if I'm wrong, man, if you guys disagree, let me know in the comments below, and you're entitled to feel the way you feel too.
I'd be anxious to see the comments.
But I think we're gonna have to look at it as we all have our opinions, and I think at the end, we're gonna see what I'm talking about, and that is this guy never being back in the league again because of his accord. Never Canadian football, nothing. Right? No, I think he's done. He's done with football. He's done with football. I mean, you never want to say never. Yeah. Could you see him at 37 realizing like the window's really, really closing now, and then he goes and tries to do the Canadian League? Maybe. He's out of. Excuse me, he's out of money, maybe. But I don't think he should be out of money. Oh, whoops. That was my bad. I leaned on the soundboard. Not even thinking, but that's kind of where I'll leave it, man. Gotcha. It's kind of where I stand on it. I think we see it a little bit different, but I was bringing you a little different perspective. I saw an article talking about what you were talking about too on Yahoo Sports. They brought up that it was a win for Colin Kaepernick, and I totally disagreed for all the reasons I told you. I disagreed with it. I didn't think that this is a win for him at all. I don't think it's a win for him. I don't think it's a win for anyone else that was looking to right social injustices, or that people that have been wronged with social injustices. And I just don't think he cared as much as maybe he put off or let on. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So, good take. Let's move on, man. Let's kind of finish it up with some YouTube comments here. Where we at time wise? All right, cool. We got a few minutes here. Let's go through these. Let me refresh this actually, just to make sure the new ones came in. Again, sorry for the cast going up a little late, man, but ran into some hiccups. Oh, there we go. All right, so YouTube comments. Let's start here with Joey. Damn, Dal, very saddened to hear you and your loved ones have to go through this. My thoughts and prayers are with you all. It's a lot of thoughts and prayers for Dal, man. Yeah, a lot of people looking out for you. Appreciate you guys. Much love, coming through and giving all the love. Yeah, hell yeah. Can't tell you. I'll definitely show Robin a lot of these, and thank you. Appreciate it. It's Bry. Prayers out to you and the fam, Dal. Mike the man. Condolences, Dal, to you and your family. Damn, y'all need. Damn, y'all. Sorry, let me restart. JJ moment. JJ, take that L on the way out. Damn, y'all, at the end of this podcast had me howling. R.I.P. Payless, but most importantly, R.I.P. Springsteen. I was getting some serious Big Lebowski vibes with the shut the fuck up, JJ. It's like an act straight out of the Big Lebowski. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Yeah. You ever seen the Big Lebowski? No. Oh, you're missing out. You don't know the dude? No. I have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know Jeff Daniels? I have no idea. That's interesting. All right, that's fine. Mike the man, appreciate it. Yeah. Andrew, great cast, gentlemen. Dal, sorry for your loss. Your family's in our prayers and thoughts. I would be down to support the channel on Patreon. Really love what you guys are doing. Speaking of that, shout out to the homie Dal Pal. He got the Patreon sent off, and we're waiting for approval on that. So I'm not sure what all the details are on Patreon. I don't even know too much about it.
Yeah.
But I think you can set up different things, and you can have people that really rock with your content doing different things. This may be an opportunity for all of you fools crying about the sneaker reviews on every platform that I'm on. This is an opportunity for you guys. If you really want the sneaker reviews, maybe we can make a section on Patreon that allows me to do these sneaker reviews.
I was thinking,
it makes it worth the time and the effort put in to do these sneaker reviews, because between the cast, having a relationship, doing my job, doing my family stuff, I don't have time.
For sure.
Like, I just don't have time. They literally don't have time. So if I'm going to have to cut something, I need it to be financially worth it. I can't cut out money to give you guys sneaker reviews for nothing.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Sure.
Like, I'm just not, it's not possible.
I was thinking, we could do sneaker stuff possibly, which would be like more of like an exclusive content stuff.
That's
so we
what
can
I'm
have
saying.
that set up.
Yes.
We could also do maybe, where we can get the audio a little quicker to some of our VIP members if that's what we do. There's a bunch of different stuff, again, down the road, merch that we can do down the road, but more exclusive stuff is what I would say what we could serve you guys with Patreon.
And I think like our whole goal with this show is to be able to do this full time and do this as a job and be able to supplement our income. So if this offers the opportunity to do that, and it allows me to do this full time and create more content for you guys, and that includes sneaker reviews and real versus fakes and shit like that, I'm down to do it.
This is a step in the right direction.
Let's rock. Yeah, this is a step in the right direction. So people that want sneaker reviews, just hold the fuck on. Hold tight, okay?
Yeah.
It might be coming. We're working on some things. Things are fluid over here. Yeah. If you follow the show, you know we're moving. We're making moves, okay? So let's just chill out. The homie Goldeneye is in. Okay, I was not ready for the first 10 minutes of the cast. Dal and Robin will be my prayers every day. Dal, it's so great that you stepped up big time in the midst of this tragedy. Props to you for doing everything and anything to comfort Robin and her family. We love you, bro. Yo, sheesh. When it rains, it pours. Or when it rains, it effing pours. I like it. Effing. He put effing. I like that. Yes. Give him a shot. Franchise, sorry to hear you were going through the tough situation too. You're definitely right. The universe sometimes throws us a curveball as necessary wake-up call. So glad no one got hurt. That's the main thing, dog. We just talked about it again last night. We're so grateful that nobody got hurt. It could have been way worse. Yeah. As bad as it could have been, it was just a mistake. It ended up being just a mistake. So we're pumped about that. 2016 dunk contest was epic. That's the one we've been talking about with Zach LaVine. Creativity was on another level. This year's dunk contest was pretty terrible. I was asleep 10 minutes in. We need to see original dunks by athletes we actually want to see and executed well on the first attempt. That talks about, you were saying, there was a lot of missed dunks. Also, the NBA needs to make an effort to get marquee players to participate. Get LeBron, KD, or even Blake Griffin again. No matter who's in it next year, the contestants need to hire Jordan I don't even know that name. Sorry. The contestants need to hire Jordan Kilgannon. You ever heard of that guy?
No.
As a consultant, he could easily shut down any dunk contest. Otherwise, it would be a disappointing snooze fest. Jordan Kilgannon. Google that, JJ. Look that up. I don't even know who that is.
Is that the guy that goes to like prison yards and just like outdoes people? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking
look it up. Let me read the rest of the comment.
Maybe I'm thinking of like the professor.
Jordan who?
Kilganon. Kilgannon. Yeah. Let me finish the comment. Supreme is renovating the Lafayette store, so they are temporarily set up on 190 Bowery. Supreme San Francisco is rumored to open this year, so a new box logo tee could drop. The free gift is rumored to be the shower cap, which we talked about this morning, as random as the poppy seeds last year. Clothing this season is pretty weak. The accessories are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm worried the drum set will be in store only, just like the bike last season. The box will be huge, so shipping it will be difficult and pricey. It looks like it will come down to the collaborations to make or break this season. GoldenEye, man, got to give that fool. That fool kills.
You know what? GoldenEye is pretty much my best. He's my best friend.
He's locked in, bro. He's
my
locked into all the content. Love that guy.
Love that guy.
Always coming through. Always adding something to the show. Appreciate it. What'd you find? Did you find anything on that Jordan?
Yeah, I remember seeing him and everything.
What do you do? I'm sounding like a dumbass here.
Hey,
but I don't claim to know everything either, so it is what it is. I'm always trying to learn too.
Just make sure you're honest with us. Just be honest with us.
Yeah, please be.
Okay.
Go.
So he's a Canadian player that won a dunk contest a few years ago for I think $10,000. He's 27. He's Canadian.
Is he in the NBA?
No.
Oh, he plays in the Canadian League. Or he's not even in the league. He's
all about dunking, it sounds like.
Oh, dope.
He's like a
He's probably
professional,
like
professional dunker.
Like a YouTube highlight guy or just a dunker. Yeah. So that's what it makes sense. He said
And
hire him as a consultant. Sorry we didn't know who that was, dog, but now we're able to educate everyone else that doesn't know either.
Yeah, he's considered the dunk king. And if you look at the highlights back when he won, it's insane.
What he was doing.
It's absolutely insane, yeah.
Dope.
I like that, a consultant.
Yep. The homie Ghost Life is in. I'm sorry to hear, Dallas, man. I'm sorry to hear, Dallas. May prayers and blessings go out to you and your family. Keep your head up through these dark times. God bless. TTF, what camera did you first start off with really taking interest in the YouTube channel? It was a Panasonic G85 is what I use for the vlogs. Yeah. Yep. The Lumix Panasonic G85. Really, really dope. And the reason Dal and I were actually together when we went that, and Dal actually fronted me some fucking bread for that, dude. Like the true homie. Let me give Dal a shot. Give me some applause there. But Dal actually helped me buy that camera, my first big camera or purchase or anything. Cause oh yeah, that's it right there. It's in the back. The Panasonic G85, not the greatest photo camera in the world. Sick for video though. Yeah. Works really, really well for video. Only about $1,000 at the time we bought it. With taxes and stuff, a little over $1,000 probably. Then you buy the Rode mic. I think I got the one I got's like $150. You buy the Joby stand, it's about $100. So you're under $1,500 for that setup that I had going when I first started my vlogs on YouTube. That was one of the praises I got a lot of the time when I first started. Was people were like, "Damn, who is this kid? He's got 130 subscribers, but the quality is amazing." And I think that's why the channel was able to grow, because the quality was good. Yeah. They could tell I was putting in time with the music. I was putting in time with the video, the editing, making it look good. Camera presence didn't come off too fake or too contrived. It kind of just was what I was. And that's the advice I would give anyone that's starting up, man. Just be you. Don't you're gonna have to turn your personality up a notch, because my personality on camera there was just my personality turned up a little bit. It was like Stone Cold Steve Austin always said. That was me, man. When I finally got my break in WWE, they had me running around as the ringmaster and running around as this whole separate character. I knew I just wanted to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. I knew I wanted to come in here, stomp a mud hole, walk it dry, talk some shit, throw out a couple Stone Cold Stunners, drink a couple Steve Weisers, and if you're feeling that, give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what Stone Cold wanted to do. It's the same thing, man. He just took his personality, turned it up a notch. That's what I would advise you guys to do. Don't be fake. Don't be way too over the top. Don't be ridiculously annoying, but just turn your personality up a notch. And if you got that personality that people like, they'll gravitate to it. If they don't, then they won't. You know what I mean? Like, just see what happens. There's really no, I get asked, I told you, I'm getting asked 5 to 10 times a week, how to start a podcast. What should I do to start a podcast? I don't know. Right. I don't have a secret sauce. I just sit down in front of the mic and talk to you, and we kind of cultivated a show, and it's grown. You go back and listen to our first couple episodes, it's probably cringe. It's probably terrible. The pilot. I never want to hear those. You know what I mean? But now I can't tell you guys any other advice than start. I can tell you the equipment I have, but other than that, I don't know what other pointers or tips to give people.
I think be genuine, be transparent.
Genuine.
Grind
with. Oh, that's pretty Ricky. What was Genuine's big hit?
My pony.
Oh yeah, Pony, but he had something else too. He had like a big damn it. Or it was like his comeback. Those jeans. Oh, yeah. I can't find there any more room for me in those jeans. You don't know that one?
No.
All right, cool.
It's another one.
Take a shot. Ken K, love the cast. Sorry for the week/weekend you and your ladies have had. We are all family, and it hits us all in some way or another, just like every other cast. Keep plugging away. Ken, my dog. Yeah. I appreciate that, bro.
You know what, man?
He's totally right.
I can't agree with that anymore, man.
All family.
Sometimes this podcast family, the Boost family, all these different things that are thrown out on social media, I didn't really understand until now. I get it, and it's real, and we appreciate you.
No doubt. Bro, feel ya beast, man. I always love that username. It's the first time I've said it on here, though. I secretly love it, though. Bro, feel ya beast, man. That's how I want to say it every time now. Damn, bro, sorry for your loss. I lost a good friend to suicide, and it sucks. You hit it spot on. Life is a gift, and you just never know. Keep your loved ones close, and always remember to embrace that. Sorry, bro. Totally. Well said. Yeah. Well said. The Monday midsole. This fool always rocks with us heavy. He is in few things with the disappointed face, it looks like. The Wright brothers, shaking my head. Tusky Tuskegee Airmen is what it was. I think it was both. They brought it. Okay, so let me clear this up. I didn't see the dunk. I saw the dunk contest. I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
So I did not catch all of that.
Tell them about my situation.
You were watching the dunk contest, but you had the sound muted because you were dealing with the situation.
I was at a restaurant.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I was at a restaurant with the homies. We had like 8 TVs in there. I didn't have any audio. I didn't know what was going on.
So no disrespect, dog. I'm gonna be as real as I could with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the Tuskegee Airmen were. I had to look it up and do research and found out that they're the first African American fighter pilots. I didn't know that, dog. And I didn't even see them walk out. All I saw was the highlight of the man jumping over. Yeah. First, he couldn't get the hat to fit right.
Yeah, that's
then he
what
couldn't
I saw.
get the goggles to fit right. Then he took the goggles off and he put the hat back on. And then he tried to put the goggles over it. Then he jumped over the plane and broke the wing.
Yeah.
So
that's all
I caught. Yeah. And I did know that the plane was a tribute to the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
So that was Wright brothers. And then he brought out the Tuskegee Airmen at that point. So I didn't see that part. All I saw was him jumping over the plane and the Wright brothers stuff. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
Yep.
He finishes with Meek's performance was literally the intro of the players.
Yeah.
Dope cast regardless. That's another thing. I didn't see the performance.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And I told you, like he came on and
you didn't like it,
and then they did the intros, but I didn't like it just because I'm not a Meek Mill fan. I think again, to me, he sounds like a broken down Kanye, and that's just my opinion.
Right.
That's all it is. So I'm not really
broken down.
That's what it is.
Come on.
That's what it is to me.
It can't be that bad. Come on.
Broken down Kanye.
That's what I hear. So I can't change my ears, unfortunately, fellas.
Right.
It just is what it is.
You like what you like. It's your opinion.
He did the intros or he did his thing, and then they did the intros of the starting lineups and the backups. That's it.
Right. I just I want to make sure you know that we weren't trying to be disrespectful
or anything like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. We just didn't get to see it. I wasn't at my home.
You didn't have volume. I saw highlights, and I don't even think I had volume. It was just,
I'm eating some great Mexican food with the homies, you know.
I saw the game. I didn't see the much skills contest.
Yeah, I could talk you through the game. Yeah.
Chinky Sanchez, shit, man, with the sad face. Sending condolences to you and yours, Dallas. Very sorry for your loss. Appreciate it. I don't know why I'm saying appreciate it, but Dallas appreciates it.
Hell yeah.
I'll talk for him. No, I'm just kidding. Johnny Boost. Well, Dal, my initial thought was to look in the refrigerator or my bedroom closet, but something in my 8-year-old brain told me it was probably better to start somewhere else. Do you know what he's talking about? I think he's referring to the last comment. You started to roast him a little.
Yeah, the previous
what was
cast.
Do you remember?
What did I say to Johnny Boost?
He continues, TTF, you're getting good on that soundboard. When you hit the Kawhi Leonard laugh and the gunshot after Dal clowned me, that was nice.
Yeah.
Good to have the most underrated podcast team back. You got it, dog. You got it.
Yeah.
Brian the Philly Plug is in. Yo, good to have you guys back. Dal, love how vulnerable you were on the cast today. Prayers go out to you and the wife's family. Love this episode. Love this episode. How could you not? The Ninja Turtles and Super Soakers. I had the Ninja Turtles van, but how about the first Ninja Turtles video game? Do you remember that shit on Nintendo?
Absolutely.
I had that too.
I still have it.
No way.
I still have I have the original Nintendo, but there was a prototype after the original Nintendo that was a top loader, and it came out like right before the Super Nintendo came out, the second version. And it loads from the top, and I still have my original games with that, and the Turtles is one of them.
Dope.
So if you ever want to come over, we can play.
Play Turtles?
You're already ready.
Well,
you can come into my turtle lair. We'll play some video games.
Sounds a little sus, bruh. Sounds a little sus, bruh.
Hey, if you don't want to come to the man cave, I don't know what to tell you. That shit is dope.
The must-own jerseys for me, so he continues along, the must-own jerseys for me is the rookie Allen Iverson, the Eagles Kelly Green, Reggie White, the black Brian Dawkins, not that Broncos bullshit. Yes, I'm biased.
Philly the plug.
Wow. That's fucked up, bro.
Brian
not that
the Philly
Broncos
plug.
bullshit. What do you mean?
God damn.
I know how it goes, bro. I hate when people start with my team too and then leave somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But I still claim Champ Bailey as ours. Fuck the Redskins. Love all three of the pickups Dal showed. The 4D sole has definitely went up in comfort since the new machines that have allowed bigger sizes.
Yep.
TTF, the size 12 isn't bad after a few uses. It gets broken in and is comfortable. Lastly, Stringstein, stick to the stringers in the back. I got to put this on in the background here. Stringstein, stick to the stringers and Russell Brand socks. The NBA dunk analysis was bad. JJ, were you giving bad analysis? Probably were, but I think it was probably bad overall. That's the second comment we got on as bad. Maybe we shouldn't even comment on it because we were watching it. You had the sound off. I barely saw the highlights. We should have probably.
I saw some clips here and there. I didn't even see the entire thing.
So. JJ, it was bad.
It was bad.
The dunk competition, you could touch Shaq, they were saying, as long as people weren't pushing off the shoulder, that'll deduct points. But this dunk competition was bad besides the dunk. Shout out to Sal and Isaac, the fishermen. Look at that. Sal and Isaac getting a little shout out on here. Fishermen.
Yeah, no doubt. That's hilarious.
Matthew McKay, mad respect, fellas. Dallas, sorry to hear about your loss. I can't imagine how hard it's been for you this past week. Wish you and Robin the best, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Jay Nasty coming through. Dallas, thinking about you and your extended family. Sorry for your loss. Sounds like the world lost a great man and a true libertarian. Mm-hmm. Listening to the raw emotion and seeing it on Dal's face, man, I appreciate all three of you and your insight. Please let Robin know the podcast family is behind her and her family. Nothing but love from here in Scotty. I know I speak for every single person in the podcast family, praying for all of you. The amount of times you guys have said podcast family is really, really dope. I'm glad you guys look at it that way.
Not to be biased, but best comment in there, man. We just appreciate that. I actually did show Robin that one.
Nice.
Because I think that comment was from yesterday or even the day before when we loaded it, and it brought a tear to her eye. So thank you.
Love from up there in Scotty.
Means a lot.
On Wisconsin.
Scotty.
Even though they're a big-time Michigan rival, I'll give you a little on Wisconsin. Decker. Prayers out to you, Dal. Hope this week treats you better. Great cast. Looking forward to the next one. And also totally agree. J. Cole's performance was miles better than the Super Bowl. And the only thing I didn't like about the performance was how the NBA made Cole censor so many words. It's not like all the kids in the stands don't know the lyrics. Totally.
It's fair.
I get it. They get hit with FCC violations, though. It's the same thing in radio, dog.
TV, it is what it is.
It just is. They don't got to pay that. They don't pay those fines. Eric Castro, damn, Dal, my condolences. Thank you for being real and keeping it 100 with us. Again, prayers for you and the fam. Dope. Appreciate it, Eric. Domi6 coming through. Thanks for sharing, Dal. Keep staying strong, bro. Appreciate y'all. Blessings, underrated fam. Gang, gang. Give my dog a shot there. And last one. Eric K. Geez, only 7 minutes in. So sorry, Dal. Praying for you and yours, buddy. So dope, man. Appreciate all of you guys coming through, showing us love and showing you love, Dal.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it, man. Family appreciates it as well.
Yeah,
just more than you ever know. Thank you.
Super cool. Do you want to finish with that story about Bob Costas?
We can if you got time.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, some recent controversy over Bob Costas. Obviously, we know that he was pulled from this last Super Bowl. Usually, for the last 14, 15 Super Bowls, privy to that, he always had his halftime, right?
Yeah.
Where they go to halftime and he kind of shares a story, whether, it's relevant about social issues, political issues.
So I missed that segment. I used to remember watching that, and all of a sudden it was just gone.
And he did a great job with it. And what this all comes down to was he actually came on ESPN E60 and kind of aired kind of what the deal was. But long story short, he actually, do you remember when he came out and talked about, do you remember the movie with Will Smith, the concussion movie?
Yes, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it to sway me because I love football so much.
So as this movie was coming out, because it was coming out that holiday season, 2017, so that December, I think it was actually the Christmas movie, December 25th, 2017.
Yep.
Bob Costas actually wrote an essay about concussion and said that, hey, people, this is really hurting people, these concussions. This is really affecting the league. This is affecting people's health within the league and outside of the league after they retire, that kind of thing, stop playing football. As you may or may not know, the NBC and the NFL have nearly a $9 billion contract with each other.
Yeah, of course.
So are they in bed? Absolutely.
Of course.
And is it an expensive bed? Absolutely. So long story short, Bob Costas kind of wrote this essay and wanted to talk about this during that halftime.
Oh, yeah. They said no.
Yeah. So
right? Is that right? I'm assuming they told him to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So
take your essay and shove it up your ass, Bob. Yeah. How about that?
So long.
$9 billion?
Yep. Absolutely.
$9 billion with a B? Billion. Like Cat Williams said, you can kill someone. $9 billion. Just say that 5 times. You kill someone. Billion.
Yep. So at this point, Bob Costas wanted to be honest, and he felt that it was the right thing to do. He came out and said it destroys people's brains. That was at a symposium in November of 2017 in Maryland. Not everyone, but a substantial number, he said. That's the fundamental fact of football, and to me is the biggest story in American sports.
Wow.
So Bob Costas wanted to air that out, and that is, in fact, where the end of Bob Costas and NBC, the
Wow.
relationship.
Did they fire him or he stepped down?
I think it was they say it was a mutual agreement, but if you watch the ESPN E60, he was pushed out.
What E60? What is it? Is it the E60 where they're, you know how they just profile a couple different sports stories? That one.
It.
So there's a story on Bob Costas. Oh, I got to look that up.
You got it. So
I'm fascinated.
It says Costa 66 said in an episode of ESPN's E60 that aired on Sunday, the NBC leadership said he wasn't allowed to host the game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots because he criticized the safety of football, despite previously saying it was a mutual decision.
So it was
so it came
the Super Bowl a couple years, the Patriots-Eagles Super Bowl.
Patriots and Eagles, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and that's essentially where this marriage, because Costas has done a lot over the years for NBC. I mean, you're talking
40-year career.
The mid 70s.
That's a weird way to go out on a 40-year career because you can't get past the game of football. Now, I respect Bob Costas and I respect his opinion.
Totally.
I don't have that issue. I'm able to get past. I know the dangers of football. I realize the dangers of football. Would I let my kids play football? Probably not until later on, probably high school, I would say. Oh, and actually, I just Tony Romo was just on a podcast talking about, and he was asked would he let his kids play football, and he said not until the 8th grade. So that was his response to it. I am not in the feeling of Bob Costas to where I have a problem with football so much that I will stop watching the game and it will cost me my job. But I do see the dangers and I do know what he's talking about. I am just I'm able to come to terms with it. He's not. I can't say he's wrong. Yeah. I think it's weird and I think it's a bad way to go out and end a 40-year career, but you stand for what you stand for.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm disappointed in Colin Kaepernick because he was standing for something, then all of a sudden he wasn't when the check was there.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden wasn't standing anymore. Ironically enough, I wasn't standing at all. He was kneeling the whole time. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, are you there or are you not?
Right.
And Bob Costas is there.
Are you pregnant or you
NBC's check, NBC's, the gig he had, all that stuff, 40-year career, legacy, he flushed it all because he could not come to terms with it. And he's standing for what he believes in and what he stands for. So I can't hate on that at all. Do I think it's weird? Yeah. Do I think it's a little odd? Yeah. But hey. Yeah. That's where he stands.
I found it interesting because I follow along with commentators, broadcasters.
E60. I want to check it out.
For sure. And for Bob Costas, even in my opinion, to just kind of faintly disappear like this,
they just faded away.
It's interesting that this all come out because when he said that at that symposium in Maryland, obviously NBC came out and said after his comments and said. That Costas' opinions are his own. They do not represent those of the NBC Sports Group.
Of course they don't.
And
NBC Sports owns ProFootballTalk.com, Mike Florio, all that stuff. They own it. They own everything.
All of it. So
they're football heavy.
And then an NBC spokesman also told ESPN, "Hey, we have historically given our commentators a lot of leeway," which I agree.
Yep.
Bob Costas was very good at it. You know, to speak on air about issues and controversies, and Bob has benefited most from the policy. I would agree with that. We are very disappointed that after 40 years with NBC, he has chosen to mischaracterize and share these private interactions because he did come out and say that he was kind of pushed out, obviously that kind of stuff from NBC. And NBC again said, "Hey, we're bummed that after all of this leeway that we did give Bob, for him to come out and say, we just couldn't air this, and we're not moving forward with you, and they're your opinions only." NBC.
I think they had to do what they had to do. I don't fault them at all, but I don't fault Bob at all. He felt the way he felt, and I feel like the split or what happened just needed to happen. There's not really anything. I don't think it was. I don't think any side was done dirty. I think Bob feels a specific way he feels. He kind of voiced that and aired it out. NBC says, "Hey man, we understand how you feel. We respect it, but we can't put that on our platform.
We're not standing by it.
We can't. Yeah, we can't make that our views, dude." And that's kind of just what happened there. So I think that's what we're leaving. I'm excited to check out that E60. I'm fascinated by it. I always thought Bob Costas, I always held him in the highest regard. I thought he was one of the best all time. It's crazy. The guy's he looks like he's barely in his early 50s, and the guy's closer to 70. So it speaks to his plastic surgeon. Done some great work there on him. But totally. No, I always just respected Bob Costas. One of my weirdest, I hate that this is a moment I will remember forever about Bob Costas, but do you remember a few years back when he was Olympics back when he was doing Olympic coverage and he had that issue with his eye?
Yeah, he had the eye patch and the...
Why is that so... I don't know why I'm laughing at that, dog. It's just... It's not funny, but it's funny because he was looking like Hitch.
Yeah,
he was looking like his whole shit was just wrecked, bro. For like the week, and he was trying to do the show, and he had the glasses on. His eye was all swollen, and you couldn't even watch the Olympic coverage because it was just such an eyesore. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But anything else, man? Anything you guys want to hit on before we get out of here today?
Nope.
That's it. All right, man. I got to go get some duct cleaning at my house, some vent cleaning. So I'm going to go do that. And as always, man, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you fools from Tuesday.